Roger, you don't wear a watch. Neither does Josh. I'm the only one who. I wonder if Justin wears a watch.
Excuse me, Baz, if I may. Josh is having withdrawals. He can't see himself on the YouTube. So right now it's driving him crazy. He wants you. Listen, you have to stay in here, Josh.
What scene in movies where they do a fake camera where they
Speed? First thing that comes to mind because
where he shows a fake.
Well, that's not fake. Well, no. If you remember in the movie Speed, what's going on is they loop it, and the way
it looks like driving.
Well, it looks like everything is still fine. That there's
somebody's driving.
That Keanu's not in there and that sort of thing. But the one glitch 661-1037 661-1037. That is the text line that is up for grabs as we speak.
Yes.
The text line is up for grabs and up for a sponsorship. 661-1037. What is the glitch that the bad guy and who played the bad guy? And you know who I'm talking.
He's the famous motorcycle guy.
Famous motorcycle guy. He was in the first True Grit. Yeah, he was in the first.
Ocean's 11 is one of those movies where they kind of, they did that thing where they spritz in the.
There is one, maybe.
There's several.
What is the glitches? And I was watching The Matrix, which I believe is based on fact because they talk about a lot of AI in there. What is the glitch? The deja vu. What is the deja vu? Which we know that something's up. Dennis Hopper. That's exactly right. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, whomever. What is the glitch that he saw that made him go, hold it? I want to know from that.
Yeah, that's always a fun deal. There are a few movies have done that, but I did not remember Speed till you said that one. So it's National Watch Day. It's World Martini Day. Roger, we're back in your drink. Would you ever do the martini?
No, I didn't know how.
Was that James Bond?
Shaken not stirred. Dean Martin had a martini.
Yeah, he was Mr. Martini.
Well, he had alcohol, I guess, but yeah, it was shaken not stirred. Back to the watch real quick.
Yes,
and I'll give some names here later. I wanted to say thanks to the folks at Mrs. Arkansas pageant on Saturday night, but I forgot because it's not a habit yet. I meant to wear my Turner timepiece, and I didn't. That would have been the optimum time for me to wear my Turner.
I can't recall you ever wearing a watch.
I used to. I used to, but then when the battery dies, I just give up.
It's also World Sauntering Day today.
Saunter.
Josh, do you know what sauntering is? How would you describe sauntering with a big mouth?
Yeah, right now. Speak.
Yeah, with
speak.
a big
speak.
Mouth of.
Can't do it. He's on camera. He's an eater on camera. Yes.
Well, we'll go ahead and say also while you're swallowing, so I mentioned it is Juneteenth.
Give it to me.
Many of you are off today, and if so, good for you. And if not, those of you working, we're glad to have you with us as well. Joshua, what is sauntering?
Oh, here's
wow, what? How much food did you put in your mouth?
You take another bite? You take another bite?
That much? It took him that long to swallow. It's called what?
It's like moseying.
That's interesting. From sauntering to moseying.
Slowly walking.
Okay.
Well, I think saunter. I think.
Do you ever saunter?
Oh, hell yeah.
When do you saunter? I don't think I ever see you saunter.
Would you consider George Jefferson's strut a saunter? Is that a saunter?
George Jefferson?
You know, when
no. He's moving too fast.
Is that more of a strut?
Yeah,
What's
strut,
a saunter?
Saunter.
Does John Wayne saunter?
Saunter's that could probably be a pretty good one.
Does Denzel saunter an American Gangster?
I haven't seen that. I have to watch that.
You've not seen American Gangster? Yeah. I mentioned you at the deal the other day because you're alpaca.
You had the Mrs. Arkansas pageant this weekend. Was that a cool thing? All day Saturday night?
Obviously, we have a lot of people that are off today because the phones are not ringing. But, yeah, and I want to throw out some names here maybe the next hour if I can for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to make sure everybody hears them. And number two, I want to make sure I pronounce them right correctly. Yeah, it was neat. Carrie Martin was there.
New Miss Arkansas?
Mrs.
No, is that the new Mrs. Arkansas?
Carrie Martin?
No, who was the new Mrs. Arkansas?
Oh, who was the Mrs.
Yes.
The new Mrs. Arkansas?
Yes.
I'll get that to you. No, I have it.
Okay.
I'll
put
say
you
it
on the spot. I'm
sorry.
you
did, and that's okay. I should have it.
Did you vote for her? Or
yes.
was it? Did you guys get together as a judging panel, or did you get your own votes and just they compiled them? How was that done?
We have sheets. At 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock Saturday morning, we have 4 hours of interviewing all 14. There's 3 contests. There's 3 winners. You got the Miss. Then you have a Mrs. Arkansas American, which is the first runner-up. Then you have the Mrs. Arkansas America, whatever. So it's like 3 different things, but we all did. So we do the interview, like some of those questions that we ask. We do the interviews, and we interview all of them. I had over 50 something questions that I'd prepared to do.
So you do that in the morning.
I didn't even do it. And then you do that till noon.
Yeah.
Then you take a lunch break and do whatever you got to do. And
Did you
come
almost
back.
laugh during the questions?
Pardon me?
No, he had to be serious, but he had to be serious.
I'll give you some of them that I asked, and they were all over it. because they were brought to mind. But
so after that, what was in the afternoon? What did you do in the
we
afternoon?
had to be back at 4:30, and we all went to have the judges and a couple of the other ladies, officials had lunch at the dinner at the Porterhouse, which was nice, or is it Porterhouse? There in Hot Springs, and that was about an hour and a half or so. And then we go back, and we're there for 7. We had to be sequestered.
So
listen, we had security following us. Security.
I told you. I warned you about
that.
that. So let me get this right. So
until it was over, then security's gone. I'm telling security, well, it's over now. How come you're not following me now?
You judged Q&A, and then during the pageant,
Q&A is a quarter of the point.
So then you had the gown, evening gown during the show that you would judge
you
on?
Had evening gown, and then they were
bathing suit.
They told us they weren't going to do bathing suit. They told us they were going to do a tanskinny. Look up a tanskinny, because I did at the dinner table to see what a tanskinny is. And it's not a bathing suit, and they don't call them bathing suits; they're athletic wear.
So that
it was a bathing suit, because that's what it was. They didn't do the tanskinny. Look up tanskinny, and you'll see the outfit. Tanskinny. Not a bikini, but a tanskinny.
I see tankini, not tans.
Okay, well, excuse me. Okay, there it is. Is it like a little shorts?
Shorts with a little halter top.
It doesn't show the midriff, does it?
No.
Okay, very good. And that's
it's those right there. It's
bingo.
So that's the
and those are cool, but they didn't wear them. I would have loved to have seen that.
They didn't wear those.
No, they wore one piece. And they were the color scheme of their.
So they didn't do bathing suit.
They did do a bathing suit.
So those rounds were judged too. You judged.
We judged those too, and then we judged. The evening gown. In the evening gown, you judged the evening gown. And Baz, listen, make no mistake, this was a beauty contest. They made it clear to me this was a beauty contest. I said, well, that's right up my alley, Jerry, because that's what I'm looking at. I said, I'm looking at calves. I'm looking at everything. And then they do that, and then they do poise. Poise is under pressure, and that's when they ask another question. They pull a question out of the bowl and have to be able to answer that and see it. And that's where the poise comes in, and that's another 25%. But we all picked. The winners were there. I mean, every lady.
So when it came time to decide, did you put heads together, or did you make your list 1, 2, 3, and then they combined them?
All 5 of us had our own. Had our own sheets, and then we gave it to an accountant. Right down at the end of the table. They're tallying it up.
Is the person you had number 1? Was it the overall winner?
Correct.
Okay, so you chose, because the person next to you could have put them as second, but they.
You know what? And you can see some of the ladies, and again, it takes something to be in there to do that, but. There were some of them that, their platform, in my opinion, their platforms were very nice and very thoughtful to be going after, homelessness and that sort of thing. But I was supposed to discern genuineness.
Will you do it again?
If they ask me, sure, because it's. It was pressure, and I took it seriously. Because
where was
they took it serious too?
Where was this held?
At the Hot Springs.
Convention center,
yeah.
It's a big crowd.
Yeah, I don't know.
No talent though, right?
Chris Ho and I were there. Chris Ho and I bonded, and we looked at. You know what? There was no talent for it. What was there? No, I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it, no, there was no talent.
Not that you remember.
Honestly, I don't. But
you would remember.
They did have intermissions of talent. You know that kid that we saw at J&S Villa.
The piano guy.
Yeah, but not the piano guy. The kid that
I thought he was piano.
No, when we were there and met with the owners, down there, no, he wasn't on piano. He was singing.
Guy
21 years old. This kid he sang anything from Rick Springfield to Dean Martin to a Nat King Cole to show all this. He performed a little bit, and he did outstanding. There were some other folks that did some performing, throughout. You had to drag this. I mean, this thing lasted 3 hours. So you had to get it going, but it was very interesting. I'll give some more names, and I'll announce
the winner here shortly.
Absolutely,
will do that. We'll save that for the.
I want to do that in the 7 o'clock hour.
You bet. Someone says here, please give a shout out to those of us in Russellville and Darnell affected by Saturday night storms. A lot of us are without electricity till possibly Wednesday at 10. Oh. Wow, listen to you guys with generator power this morning.
So sorry to hear about that.
Wow, I didn't realize that had happened over the weekend.
I woke up Sunday morning. I got in about 10:30 Saturday night, and I woke up yesterday morning, and Zach had sent a message to us about 1:30 saying there were 60-mile-an-hour winds going over our house. I was oblivious to it. I was out, of course.
Right.
So some storms had come through. I did not know that. My brother Larry is a roofer down in Hot Springs, and when I asked him how about his damage and all that, it took him a while to get back to me because he was out looking at over 50 houses over the weekend and that's just him.
Because of the hell.
Think about all the other stuff that was going on. So very sorry for all the damage that's going on. We've been blessed to not be touched by that.
Yeah, I did not know that the power was out. That is not good.
Was it pretty bad at y'all's house?
Not in
mine.
mine.
I did.
My trash can got blown down 2 flights of stairs. So
Well, I guess I must have somehow missed that. Several things sports wise. Obviously, the College World Series happened this weekend. I guess the biggest day was Friday, wasn't it, as far as exciting games?
Yeah, I mean, and also TCU UVA was pretty excited. TCU had the lead against Oral Roberts the other day.
Yeah, that's when Blaze Brothers.
Blaze Brothers, your guy.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, TCU held off UVA, so they're still alive. They're still in it. And then Florida held off Oral Roberts, and they're 1 game away now from the championship.
That's right. And then also LSU defeated Tennessee 6-3.
Not sure if y'all watched that one. Paul Skeens.
I watched some of it. Yes.
Average fastball velocity 99.7 miles an hour. He took 120 pitches.
They took him out like in the 8th, I think, and I think he'd given up 1 run, and also the next guy gets up there and gives up a 2-run homer. Also,
but he was fantastic. They'll play Wake Forest today.
Yep.
That's a huge game, obviously. Then Tennessee and Stanford, an elimination game
today. That's right. So you got Florida in the mix. So you could. It's the way it looks now. You can see a LSU Florida matchup for the championship, right?
Very easily.
So yeah, that's going on. I know that Friday. Who was the other? What was the other first game Friday? That was the walk off beside Oral Roberts and Florida.
Rallied past UVA.
It was who?
Florida and UVA.
Oh, it was Oral Roberts beating TCU. That's right.
Yeah.
Both of those.
That was the one where Carl Ravage said it was a walk off.
Oh yeah,
he was not
right.
because it was top of the inning.
Roger, did you see the Jello shot levels that somebody thought that maybe what Ole Miss did last year with us being there? You know, Arkansas was pretty close in the most Jello shots. Well, now I think that what did they have? 18,000 last year. Well, LSU already now has 10,000 shots, and it's not even 3 days of the tournament.
They played 1 game.
I would be I would be willing to bet that LSU will destroy the shot record at Rocco's there in Omaha.
I have a question for you all along these lines because you all have been closer to LSU fans than I have.
Yeah.
Is their drinking ability, or is it as legendary as everybody says it is?
They like to party, man. They party at their games around the stadium. Yeah, it's I would say anything you've heard probably is true. They can get pretty obnoxious. Yeah, but they will destroy the what do you call it? The Jello shot record. Roger, you chose not to do that last year, didn't you? Because you are not a drinker, and so even there's a little bit of alcohol in.
I think there's
shots.
more than a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah, I sort of like.
I think you can get chimp faced on it if you.
Well, I guess if you had enough.
Depends on who makes it. Yeah, I thought that was the idea.
Yeah, well, it's not about you have to. It's either give me liquid or give me my own Jello. Don't give me the mix. But a lot of people, I think it's more of a gimmick because what they did, what we found out. Remember, they didn't make them. We thought they were over there making them. They buy by the tens of thousands.
That's right.
Yes, and so there were at one point somebody was buying.
Well, and I don't know how they could make one up unless they did it themselves, and if they prepared it ahead of time, I don't see how they could give me one of those. I don't know. Jello has to be done unless you infuse it. Here's your Jello, and then pop. That's what I'm saying.
I think old school did. Old school ways used to do it that way. But they can't do this volume.
When you take a party bus anywhere, that's the one thing you do. Whether you go to Razorback game, whether you go to an adult store or an adult event or something like that. Yeah, the Jello shots are on there flowing.
So that's happening. I expect them to be LSU to win that, maybe the overall the World Series. Also, you had the U.S. Open yesterday. Was it weird with the U.S. Open being on at night?
Yes.
Yeah, it was weird. They actually started the top players like at 5:30. And he started.
I'm going to be honest with you. Why did it take so long? Was there something going on? Because I didn't get to watch much of it.
Why did they start that late?
Why is it still on? It's usually over by 5. Was there a storm? Was there something going on with Gavin Newsom? What?
No, they want to play it. They want to play it late because they still have sunlight till 9:30. They get more viewers, they feel, across the country by starting.
It's a big night.
Okay. Yeah.
But also on Saturday, the players are complaining because they finished 18 in darkness. Ricky Fowler, I think, was Wyndham
Clark. So they pushed it a little bit too far.
Yeah, they've pushed too far. And also, I'm not sure if you all saw over the course of the weekend.
There was nobody there.
Well, they did not open enough tickets to general public. It was hospitality seats.
Rumor was that somebody said that the members, members don't like giving up their course to this tournament. That they bought a lot of the general admission tickets.
It's the U.S. Open. True. It should be like the people's tournament. What are we doing?
I don't know.
I mean,
I looked at. I saw 18 on Saturday. I looked up and there's Ricky Fowler, the leader. There's nobody.
Nobody looked at the
There's nobody. I'm like, what?
Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, it's L.A. L.A. Who wants to play in a golf tournament? Nobody in L.A. wants to go watch a golf tournament. L.A. I mean, you can see the buildings in the background. It's not
Well, the folks in that country club, they'll be playing that sort of thing. Well, and to know that the winner, the highest he's ever finished was 75th, gives hope to people like myself.
Did you see? Can you give me the name of the winner? I'll give you a hint. It's a local
I should
hotel.
know, but I don't
it's a
know.
local hotel owned by Frank Fletcher.
Oh,
That's his first
Wyndham.
name. The Wyndham, Wyndham Clark.
Yeah.
Never seen a Wyndham before.
No.
Never seen a Wyndham before.
And you know what? I'm surprised he doesn't have a Roman numeral after his name with a name like Wyndham.
Was he a Big 12 guy from Oklahoma State?
He went to Oklahoma State.
He and Ricky.
In Oregon.
Yeah. Ricky Fowler is Oklahoma State too, right?
He's also Oklahoma State. Yeah.
Poor old Ricky Fowler just cannot do it.
Can't do it.
He's I think this is the third time he's been in the final round of a major and not won it. He just is not.
And Rory came up short too.
Yeah, Roy did. Yeah. So that was done. Hogs got picked up some commits over the weekend in baseball, a couple big ones. So that was a positive.
Try a shortstop's name.
No, where is it? I wrote it down. Wahiwa Aloha.
I think it's Aloy, right?
Wahiwa Aloha. I think it's pretty good. Roger,
pretty good.
It sounds good. Wahiwa Aloha.
Arigato.
He's Hawaiian.
Of course it is.
Yes, and also too, we got to talk about the shootout of the South. Bryant wins it. Buck James goes to Conway. Guess who Bryant plays in the chat? Well, who they had to match up with Conway. They beat Conway. They end up beating Little Rock Christian to win it all. Bryant does. So, and then the other thing is our man over here to our left, you're right, Roger. It's probably in the news again. Bob Huggins. It's done. He's done. He just,
well, if only somebody had questioned his ability and fitness to be coaching young people in 2023. If only somebody had done that.
What do you mean? I want to find out what you mean. I don't understand.
I was going to try to read the article and see if it referenced
because not going to talk.
Not going to include you in that. Young man calls for a young man to be fired from his podcast.
Wait a minute. Oh, he was the one that cussed.
Yeah, Bob Huggins.
I didn't pay attention to it. When I heard about the DUI and all that, I thought dude's got issues.
You're thinking of Tankini's is what you're thinking of, my friend. You've got Tankini on the mind.
Have you ever seen
I don't mind the
Tankini. Hell, I don't mind the Tankini. Tankini's great.
Sometimes Tankini may be good. I need a Tankini. I would not be able to wear a whatever normal. When you're bigger than normal, you go with flow.
No, you wear the T-shirt in the pool. That's what we do. Ann Wilson's birthday is today. How old is Ann Wilson?
I say she is 67.
I'll give you one more hint, and it rhymes with Bebendy T.
Wow, 73. Oh my God!
I don't know how you do it.
Wow, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Ann Wilson, to our affiliates down the line. It is 6:30.
And if you want to be a part of the show, also the text line is now open for sponsorship.
The text line's open for sponsorship.
661-1037.
And so is Tuesday Trivia is open for sponsorship.
All right, be a part of the show. Call us now. Do it. Teacup. Teacup. Or can crash. That's so good. Oh, wow. A combo Bruce Lee and Kung Fu. Woo! That might be the greatest rejoiner ever. It's what, give me a hint who sings that.
I'll give you a hint. CD's his initials. Come on.
Kung Fu Fighting. It was number one for a while.
Oh,
I'm blank. Yeah, listen.
Carl Douglas.
Carl Douglas. That is the that was Bruce Lee in a black and white interview. Roger and I love. Be water, my friend.
You put water in a cup, it becomes a cup. You
Becomes
put
a
it in a
bottle, it becomes a
the
bottle.
Put it in a teacup, it becomes a teacup. Water can flow and water can crash.
That's right.
Be
Be
water,
water,
my
my friend.
I
So
love
good.
you, Bruce.
Let's see if we got Pat Bradley early on today. Pat, are you
is he on the
there? I
phone
think
or
he's
the-
on the tie line. I think he's trying the tie line. Pat, are you there?
How's it sound
How about
today?
that? Let's give him a little bit more juice, Roger
Figured
Dodgy.
it out. Let me hear something.
Juice?
That's
Little
it.
juice, little
That's
juice.
it. How you doing, Pat?
Did we hit the jackpot on this
We
one?
did.
We
You
hit
nailed it.
the bullseye.
You nailed it, buddy. How are you
Monday
today?
morning bullseye. Doing good, boys. What's It was a good weekend.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
good golf.
Yeah.
We're just being water here, my friend. That's all.
A little late. It was a little late.
Yeah,
Late.
it,
But I think.
it was.
Do you think? And listen, I guess I didn't mind. Gave me something to do on a Sunday night.
It did. It did.
Really,
It was not.
yeah.
I saw Peter Burns on the SEC Network. I know you know Peter. You work with him quite a bit. He said he thought it was sort of a boring U.S. Open, and he wondered why. And so there were several responses on social media. One is that nobody in LA cares. There was no energy from the crowd. That just nobody cared in LA. Nobody showed up. That was one. Two was the personalities were of the golfers in the final group were not great, and then they weren't playing great. It was par. It was sort of a combination of all those. Do you agree?
Yeah, when you get somebody who is pretty unknown, like Wyndham Clark, and
Yes.
I wonder if, because Rory obviously is well known and he's one of the popular golfers, but also Ricky Fowler. I wonder if he was a little bit more competitive, played well. I bet the place would have gotten a lot louder.
Somebody made the point, guys. I love this. Says Ricky Fowler should have joined the Live Tour. If things were only 3 rounds long, he'd be a champion. That is right. I think he set a record, a PGA record for most birdies, or a record for the U.S. Open. I think
36 holes.
Yeah,
18.
Yeah, it was 18 birdies.
36.
Yeah, I thought it was 23 altogether, but 23, a record 23 birdies altogether for Ricky Fowler. But again, tied for fifth, shoots a 75 the last day. He is done. So also this week, Rod.
Well, that was the thing.
Yes,
that
go ahead.
was one of the things that surprised me going into Sunday. Wyndham Clark was obviously also tied with with Ricky Fowler with the best, or I guess it was 3-way tie with Jim Furyk as the best 54-hole score up to the in U.S. Open. So he was certainly under the radar, this Wyndham Clark guy, but he's playing really well too, as well as Ricky's stats were.
The course was not real attractive on camera either. It looked sort of, I don't know, it just didn't look very, I don't know, it didn't look very appealing. I don't know if
There was a few nice shots, I think, of like the skyline, right? And maybe that was it.
that was it of the skyscrapers in LA where everybody was, and not at the golf tournament.
All the smog.
Yeah, that's right. A couple of messages on our text line. By the way, somebody said, "Can you give me details on what the sponsorship of the text line entails?" So if you want to sponsor this text line, which gets a lot of reads,
Yeah, we does.
you need to just call our 664-9410 and ask for sales department for the buzz, and they'll give.
When we'll say something like this, a couple of questions from our Joe Blow text line.
Yeah, every
Well,
time we
first of all,
mention
thanks to First Arkansas Bank and
you
Trust
bet.
text line for sponsoring it for all that
You
time.
bet.
So when you hear, we go, thanks to the First Arkansas Bank and Trust text line. Let's go to that. That's the same number you call. Yada yada yada. We mention that
That's right.
as many times as possible, so you'll get that out there. And again, thank you, First Arkansas Bank and Trust.
Pat, I just mentioned because our man is tied to it. Josh Neighbors, our producer, was fired from his podcast because he ran the full clip of Bob Huggins. Bob Huggins decided to go ahead and just finish his career at West Virginia by getting a DUI. Yes,
Bob Huggins.
Yes, Bob Huggins.
I thought you were saying Josh got fired from his podcast.
He did. Because
Pat, I got fired from my podcast because I played his comments in their entirety, and the company was not happy about that. So, yeah.
Wow, what a wild twist of fate. So both of you got canned.
Yeah, we both got canned.
Both of you. Both of you.
Somebody makes the point. So, and Pat, you got to say right on your mic. It sounds good, but you got to stay right on it with your mouth. It says Bob Huggins is not done. He's just taking some time away from the game. Don't be surprised in the near future if he's the new head coach at Louisville.
Who, Bob Huggins?
Yep.
Whew, I don't know. He's getting up there.
Yeah, he's in his 70s already. Yeah, if this would have been maybe 10 years ago, maybe they'd bounce back.
Talent trumps trouble.
Although when you're
if
set,
he can help somebody win, and if he wants to, I mean,
somebody will hire him.
Has a game passed him by? I don't know.
Yeah.
Can he be an assistant? Does he want to do something like that? I don't know. Does he want to get into Parks and Rec? I don't know.
Parks and Rec. I'm sure he could do that.
Now here's the other thing, guys. I have not told you guys about. I worked on it this weekend. By the way, I'm not going to get into much details. I had a small accident over the weekend that I'm dealing with. Yes, and so anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it. I do want to thank
thank you, Forrest Gump,
ambulances, law enforcement, all those folks who
I'm
showed
glad
up.
you're okay too. Believe me.
The NBA draft is this week. We're going to have Anthony Black on our show. Looks like either Tuesday or Wednesday, the day before. He and his mom both. So that's really exciting. You got two Razorbacks that are going to go in the first round. It looks like Anthony Black is guaranteed. Now, what is exactly is the lottery the first 10 picks? Is that what it is? The first 10 picks 14. Of the 14. Okay, so it looks like Anthony Black's guaranteed to be in the that part of it. And what does that mean financially if you're in that
and you're in the lotto?
14? Yeah.
Well, I don't know exactly the numbers, but basically, when you get into the league, let's say at a higher pay rate, when you do sign your second and third and fourth contracts, you're always going to be eligible for more money. So that's part of the reason why it's beneficial. There's a sliding scale like every other sports. But when you do re-sign, you sign for like a percentage of what your last contract was or the allowance of it. So there's a lot of things that help going down the road in the future. Now, the highest pick we ever had was Sidney Moncrief at number what? At number what?
Was he 3?
We should do some NBA draft trivia.
Was he 3?
5.
He was 5. And Joe wasn't far off 5, was he?
Was he 7?
We can look that up.
We should know that. He's listening right now.
As quickly as Google will let me.
Yeah. I know. Listen, I know.
Number 6.
Pat, everybody's going, we can't hear you, Pat. So you're going to have to really bear down on it.
It's something going on, Pistol, but we'll take it out in post. You won't hear this discussion in the podcast. Yeah, and we about.
Do I need to go to the backup hotline? I love a hotline.
That's it. If you stay right there, you're
I don't know
good.
what you're doing right there.
Whatever you're doing good, it sounds good.
Do you know that I use this same contraption on all the shows?
Yeah, I don't know why. At times it sounds good, then it sounds like you're wiping or something. I don't know.
It's the morning airwaves. They clearly have it waking up because tonight DTS it's clear as day.
Yeah, it just sort of wanes in and out. But here's the deal. So Anthony Black, I don't think anybody saw that coming. That Anthony Black would be the lottery pick and not Nick Smith Jr. Right. That's sort of the shocker there. I've seen him go anywhere from 5 to 8, Pat. That he could go anywhere from what team? I think was it Charlotte. I can't remember now the team. Houston was one, maybe somebody else, and then I saw Nick maybe around 15. I saw the Lakers with him, but again, just these are all mock drafts.
I would think that Nick Smith would have a real good chance of getting into the lottery. And again, I mean, it's not that it's not the end of the world if you're not top 14. But it sort of is a it's more money. Sometimes too, you're not going to a very good team most of the time.
Yeah.
You go into a team that has a high pick for a reason because they weren't very good last year.
But for Anthony Black to propel himself through his play, and I mean, and when you talk, when I think about him the most, I think about his time on the court.
Yeah,
I mean,
35 million. Yeah, he's almost played that entire game the whole year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, barring any injury, anything happening, I think he has a long career in there and is going to make some money, whether he's lottery or not. That's just my opinion and my learned opinion.
But you know what? He's got Scat Daddy. He's got a solid body, right? So if you're one of the things that helps to predict or project a long NBA career or any athletic career is how is your what's your build like? And he's a solid base, strong legs, physical kid, so not going to get pushed around. He's going to continue to fill out, obviously, but he's already got that working for him.
Yeah,
and I think the other
to dovetail off of that pistol then that's with all the time that he spent playing, then not to be injured and to have that shows that he has the strength to be able to do that and being healthy.
Somebody, there was times he was nicked up during this year and he still played.
Yeah. Well,
somebody says on our text line, how would that be a shock with him being the lottery pick and not Nick Smith? He was 10 times a player Nick Smith ever thought about being this season. No, that's my point. Was at the beginning of the year, I don't think anybody would have seen Anthony Black as the lottery pick and not Nick Smith at the beginning of the year. Because at the beginning of the year, everybody was saying Nick Smith would be top 3.
It shows what Anthony Black is.
Yeah.
Nick was able to sit out as long as he could and do all that because of his reputation prior. What we know about Anthony Black, he put it in everybody's face and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm here," and that's what he did. So, I look at Anthony as a stud.
Few things,
and in a way, and just real quick, in a way, Anthony Black had to shine more because Nick Smith was out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? There was more opportunity for him to show what he could do.
Exactly. But we're at break. Hard boot.
That's pretty good now.
I was just breaking up a little bit. I just want to make sure if it's not a big deal.
A couple things we got to do today. What's that, Pat?
Oh, I thought, Scat, you wanted me to call the hotline?
Unplug and replug.
It's up to you. Just a hard reboot or whatever's best for you.
Hard reboot, baby.
One of the things we want to do this week, a couple things, Roger. We want to start doing, I saw a little thing yesterday. I want to find out the best Arkansas hole-in-the-wall restaurants. Okay. If a quality, we don't think we've ever done this. What are the best hole-in-the-wall restaurants in our state? Somebody put out a list.
What qualifies that?
I think it has to be a rundown. Like I saw one the other day that said Tacos for Life. Tacos for Life is not a hole in the wall. It's a brand new. But I'll tell you for example, there's one down here, right here off of Markham that I used to live on. It's the bar. It's the oh my God,
Markham
not tavern.
Town Pump.
Water. Not town
pump.
Town Pump could be one.
Watermark.
Town Pump could be one. Yes.
Whitewater.
Whitewater Tavern. That's exactly right. That is a hole in the wall, and it's got a good reputation.
What do they got?
Well, it's just they got drinks. They got great atmosphere.
That's the first thing you go to is drinks.
I think combo.
I'm talking about burgers.
Well, I think it's a combo. I think it's the atmosphere.
They got steak fries.
That's not a insulting way.
No, I don't think it is. I think they would take it as a hole in the wall. Yeah, if you looked at it, it can't be a brand new place. A hole in the wall can't be a brand new place.
No,
it's got, for example,
listen, we'll do.
Some places actually have holes in their wall.
Wait a minute, didn't they have a restaurant called Hole in the Wall in Conway?
It might be. It is. I mean, that was one of the ones listed. So that's one of the ones listed. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Well, if you got a screen in front porch like Town Pump, you're a hole in the wall in my book.
Oh yeah.
This is not negative.
It's not. Listen, you got one of them fly strips hanging down the front door.
And we're gonna qualify our first person for hanging with Mayhem. That means you get to hang out with us. If you win this week, you get to hang out with us in studio next week.
Listen,
boom.
Do they get to pick the date so they can hang out with a stud like Pat Bradley?
Maybe. All right, 6:49.
Yeah.
your performance in the bedroom less than it should be? Has it left her wondering? Does she know what's really going on? This could be caused by low T or possibly even ED, and the online pills will not fix this. But one call to Little Rock Men's Clinic, and our specialists will help determine the cause and will prescribe a solution that works for you. You see, those cheap online pills fail about 60% of the time, but our procedures have a 96% success rate. Call Little Rock Men's Clinic today at 501-382-9516. Our $199 office visit is only $99 for a limited time. This includes your exam, blood work, test dose, and treatment options. And if you don't see results during your first visit, you pay nothing. That's our guarantee to you. Make the call to Little Rock Men's Clinic at 501-382-9516. That's 501-382-9516. Or go to littlerockmensclinic.com so we can help you get your life back.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwell Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Roger Scott for Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union in Benton. And their summertime auto loan special. Interest rates as low as 2.49%, no payments for 90 days, or 84 months financing. Offer valid on new 22 or 23 models, or you can refinance your current auto loan. Apply securely online at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Now serving Grant, Garland, Hot Spring, and Perry counties.
Let's keep the good going. Morning Mayhem is back on the air. Here's Baz, Roger, and Justin to the Oaklawn Racing Casino Studios.
Ours is a new love, but it burns very brightly. And it's hot and sweaty and stanky. Stink.
And Bradley, presented by Bradford Marine and ATV. 6 statewide locations. Online at bradfordmarine.com. That is also presented by Community Federal Credit Union in Benton, who is now serving Saline, Garland, Hot Spring, and Perry County. Now, live from the land of the Patriots, Celtics, and Red Sox. Here's Pat Bradley.
Woo! Did you just yawn?
What is it there, boys?
Did you just yawn and stretch, Pat?
Oh, I'm down. I'm sitting on the ground, stretching out the old hamstrings.
Nice.
Doing a little toe touches in the morning.
Well, if you rebooted, thanks, because it sounds perfect.
You know, the
reboot.
Pat, I think, well, Pat, yeah, I don't know. Pat will not be with us. We have Dexter Hendricks, who is coming in, the head coach at Benton High School. They've got that 6'9", 200-pound kid, Terrion Burgess, who is only a sophomore, Pat, but he's already projected to possibly be like a lottery pick type of player out of Arkansas.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's Bryant?
This in Benton.
Benton.
Yeah,
Benton.
Yeah, he's 6'9", 200, and he handles the ball like a point guard as a sophomore. These kids today, man, they just become great ball handlers. They play a lot more, and it's not like the old days.
Yeah. I still caution everybody. It's a game of decisions.
Yes.
And sometimes, you can dribble yourself into a whole lot of mistakes, fellas.
Sounds like life. These are life lessons.
If you don't know where you're going and you don't dribble with your head up. So, it's the skill part of it, yes, is good. And what year is he?
He's a sophomore this year, only a sophomore. He's 6'9", so he's got growth left too. They say he could get another inch or two. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, at his age, you expect he'd grow a little bit more.
That is Pat Bradley. I get a little bonus Pat today. We've already got some. I knew this would probably happen, Roger, and it's really funny. I don't think I can recall us doing this with Tommy. I mean, Tommy did every bit we could think of. I don't know if we ever did a hole in the wall. Maybe he did back in Magic, but I don't know if he did it over here.
Was there a greasy spoon or something like a brown bag? I don't know.
Here's a few of them. Ozark Cafe in Jasper. That's got a great reputation. Here's one that says somebody said Ultimate Hole in the Wall. Tommy's Famous Pizzeria in Mountain View. Somebody says the Oyster Bar. No, that Oyster Bar is too nice. I've been in the Oyster Bar.
Still, would you say that now?
It's still nice. It's too nice.
Or is this 1985 Baz talking about
It's got to look like it's still a hole in the wall. It's got to look pretty basic, pretty simple.
Wait, listen, you've got to tell me what a
Yeah,
hole in the wall
I
is.
think
We have to get the
it
number.
hadn't been redone. There's nothing fancy. Like, we're that Jones's barbecue. I saw a picture of Rex posted a picture of the guy who owns that, probably 75, 80 years old. He's handing things out the window. I mean, it's just he's got a little window, he slides open and just cook,
Cheeseburger.
So that's what in my mind. Here's one, Rosie's Kitchen.
Is there a style of food?
No. I don't think
hole in the wall.
No,
Does it have to? No. Could it be?
I think it could be anything.
French cuisine.
I think it could be anything.
Pesto, that's a great one. Let me ask you this, Baz, or as the French say, basil. Is it more restaurant than bar? Does it have to have a bar? Can it be?
Does it have to
I mean, there's two. There's a hole in the wall for a restaurant. Then there's juke joint.
Of course, I think you have to have food.
No, they cannot have a lock on the bathroom door, right? I mean, no upstanding hole.
No.
Oh, bring it
No
too.
doubt.
Wow.
How about that?
So, for those who missed it, he has been accused of sexual assault in the bathroom of an NBA. What was it? Miami?
Listen, this is not long after the beat down of the mascot.
It was right. I think it was right after that,
Yes.
Roger. Apparently, it shows him going in the bathroom with the young lady. Which your first inclination is why would
first
you be
thing we're
in the bathroom with the guy?
First things first, we always have to we side on the side of the ladies to begin with. Number one, we're trying to find out a little bit more.
Yeah, why would you take a girl in the men's bathroom at age?
Exactly.
And then first of all, why would security allow it?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's been accused of sexual assault after he beat up the mascot.
After you put him in the hospital.
Coming up in this next hour too, we're gonna do Razorback trivia. Justin Moore's Razorback trivia, brought to you by Capital Smokehouse Grill.
Yep.
Pat will be a part of that. Also,
Great.
we'll throw in our first qualifier for hanging with Mayhem.
Okay.
Pat, you're only a few seconds left though, but aren't you close to spending a weekend in Arkansas? Is it next weekend?
Dang right. And next Monday is the Sports Hall of Fame, Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's right. Boom, we'll be there. 7:06 here on Morning Mayhem. It is Monday, June 19th. Definitely into summertime now. You know,
was it Wednesday?
What's that?
Is that first day of summer?
Which is officially, you always get those right.
Yeah,
This coming Wednesday is official.
Tomorrow, Wednesday.
Feels
Is that
like
right?
Wednesday to me already.
Little bit.
That's the voice of Roger Scott. I'm David Basil. Josh Neighbors is here. Justin Moore will be with us tomorrow. Did a good job, Justin. A good job in New York the other day. Well done.
Oh, and I was able to listen to his
Brian Kilmeade.
The Kilmeade spot on my way home Saturday night. I was
good
able to. Oh, it is. Well, I like Kilmeade, and you know how I feel about Justin. So it was pretty good for Justin. Listen, Justin even mentioned it. If we can get that out of you, we certainly can. Where Justin says, I may be canceled now because I'm for the Bible. You know, it's one of those type things, you know.
Yes. And we got bonus time with Pat Bradley today. Always good to hear from Pat on Mondays. He's brought to you by Bradford Marine and Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. So a couple things we've thrown out today. It is National Watch Day. It is World Martini Day. It's World Sauntering Day. And it's also Juneteenth. It is a national holiday, and some people are off today. And I guess all schools are off, I would imagine, right? School banks and those things.
I don't know how many. Well, schools are closed anyway. It's summertime. So,
that's right. As far as, yes, they would be.
Banks
Summer school.
Well, there's that. There was, that was one thing when I was delivering meals last Tuesday, and I saw some other kids on the porch and on the steps, and then we're going, hey, look, it's summertime, and you guys are out of school. Are you enjoying yourselves? And one of them said, I don't have to go to summer school, which was great that they didn't have to do that. But I think just some public offices are closed. I guess post offices, right?
As I said, a bonus with Pat to have Pat with us today. We're talking a few things, talking about the best Arkansas hole in the wall restaurants, something that we really hadn't done. I got a ton of those that we'll read those in just a second. Text line is 661-1037. Also, hanging with Mayhem. We don't have to do one every day, Roger, but throughout the week, we want to maybe get 2 or 3 winners and draw from those 2 or 3 to qualify Pat, a listener, a chance to come out and hang out with us for like an hour or 2 next week.
So are we going to have our first person do that next week?
I think yes, for next week. And I think I've already got the first question for today because we talked about it being about us.
Okay.
Remember, because
we're trying to get them to see if they're okay.
If they almost like a best listener contest.
Okay. All right.
The other thing I was going to mention, a good story, Pat and Raj, about the Razorbacks. So, Pat, how big was your school? Was your small high school in Everett, or was it pretty big?
We had it's grown. I feel like every high school has gotten bigger, but I think we had between probably 1,000, 1,200 in the school.
Gotcha.
1,200, is that?
Well, how big?
Right, about 300 each class, maybe.
How big is Bauxite, Roger? What would you think? You know where Bauxite is, Pat. It's a small town out there outside of.
I love Bauxite, Salt City, baby.
It is, and it's where what do they call their football field, Raj? Remember we've been down there before. What's it called?
It's not the salt mine. What is it?
What is it called?
It's a Bauxite. It's
661-1037.
they're the miners.
Yeah.
Bauxite High School football field.
No, it's got a cool nickname like the Swamp. It's the
right.
The mine.
It's not the salt mine.
Well, somebody. Let me see. Let's see how quick our text message works. Oh, the pit.
Okay,
that's it. So I love this story. So Bauxite's Marcus Wimberly shined at the University of Arkansas's one-day camp on Saturday and left Fayetteville with a scholarship offer from the Razorbacks.
What?
6'1", only had offers from Memphis, UAPB, Sam Houston State, Tennessee Martin. That's it. So Pitt comes up to him and says, well, do you love the Hogs? And he said, yes, sir. It's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. He goes, Pittman goes, well, when I was growing up, I loved the Hogs too. It was my dream school and wanted to play for the Hogs, but I wasn't good enough. But I think you are. So you have a full ride scholarship to play for me at the University of Arkansas. How about that?
What position?
It looks like he's a safety. He comes back and he says he was stunned and somewhat speechless. He said, I was getting a little emotional trying to hold it back. My dad started getting a little emotional, so it got a little harder. I really don't know what to do with myself. And we got out of the car and hugged my dad. And I lost it with tears of joy because God had blessed me and my family with the position we're in. The class of 2025 prospect, that means he's a junior. He'll be a senior next year. No, he'll be a junior next year.
Was that a COVID senior?
Yeah. Class of 25 said was timed at 4.5 in the 40, 30-inch vertical jump, which is outstanding, and 10.2 in the standing broad jump, which is outstanding as well. He then shined during one-on-ones as a safety. That great line, Raj. Listen, Pat Pittman goes, well, do you love the Hogs? Yes, sir. It's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. Well, you know what? When I was growing up, I loved the Hogs too. It was my dream school and wanted to play for the Hogs, but I wasn't quite good enough. But I think you are. So you have a full ride scholarship to play for me at the University of Arkansas. So what I love about that is that's a small school too.
Small school.
That's a
Bad.
small school.
It's a population in 2020 of Bauxite, Arkansas. It's 629.
Well, it brings me to another point, Pat. And I told Roger and Josh, the young man for Oral Roberts who they beat, Josh, and that with the home run by Blaze Brothers. TCU, the walk-off or close to walk-off by Blaze Brothers. That's the son of Richard Brothers, a guy I played with. He was a safety with me at Arkansas. I think he's from Crossett or Camden, one of the, And so, again, that's why, Roger, you always talk about you got to have those kind of players from in-state. You can't have a lot of them because you just don't have enough good ones here to make a great
We
team.
don't want to miss one either.
That's right. But when you get one who is a good football player, for example, the Morgan boys, both those Morgan boys were walk-ons, right? Drew and Grant. And look what they end up doing. And, one of them's an All-American, one of them's an SEC, all-SEC receiver. Because sometimes when you play for your in-state team,
we didn't know about Drew until there was an accident, until
somebody got
injury.
hurt. That's right.
He's sitting on his butt, and then he did what he did.
Yeah, and so it just goes to show you that when you have that little extra, sometimes that makes up for that 1/10 of a second that you don't run in the 40 or that's 1 inch. And so
we're not all blessed to have the last name Henry and having somebody who set a bar and then go, well, let's do it. We don't want to miss somebody because that's what we do sometimes, is miss out.
It also shows you how crazy recruiting is. This kid had only had offers from Memphis, UAPB, Sam Houston State, and Tennessee Martin. That was it. And they obviously, when you see those kind of numbers for a kid in your state that's only a sophomore and he's 6'1", 183. If those numbers are legit as a sophomore, that's pretty big, for a sophomore. And for those kind of numbers, 4.5. So anyway, I thought that was outstanding. I love seeing those kind of stories.
Yeah, no doubt. How important those camps are, those clinics.
Oh, that's a great point too. That's a great point too.
We saw some last week.
A birthday today of one of the great baseball players of all time, Raj. The great Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
When you think of Lou Gehrig, what do you think of, Pat?
Lou Gehrig. Well, his speech, right?
Right. Yeah. Wait. With the Roger is the luckiest man in the world. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Tonight. I am. The luckiest man on the face of the earth.
It sounded just like it.
And sadly enough, people know about the Lou Gehrig's disease more than anything right now.
Wild? Yeah. That's for how many years was it referred to as that? Not
probably since 1941 when he died.
Yeah.
And I tried to get some audio. I've got to get some. Try to get the audio. That's the only thing you want to hear. Is you want to hear the speech, and the actual speech is available.
Died in 41. Let's squeeze in some calls here, Raj.
All right, let's squeeze them together and make one big one. We're going to go right down the line for 16 minutes. This guy's been hanging on. Is he still there?
Duff, are you there?
No, he is not. Gone. For less than that, but 10 minutes less. 6 minutes he's been on the board. Is Navy Mike still there? Chances are, yes.
Mike.
Hey, what's up, Baz?
Hey,
what's up, Raj?
What's up, Navy?
You know, guys, you were talking about the Conor McGregor situation where, allegedly, he
that's right
was in the men's bathroom with this young lady. And
I think they actually have some video where they mess up perfect. I think they actually have some. I know they have some of them at the bar. I thought they had some of them going in.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, I think so. So
right.
they did go in. So that's not alleged.
Right. And Baz, you were like, well, why would you even want to do that? Well, look, and I'm speaking for myself. I was at a bar one night. And, I start talking to this chick and, I'm dancing with her and we're having a good time and whatever. She grabs my hand and she takes me into the men's bathroom. Huh? And, and I'm like, okay.
No, Navy, hold on just a second. I think if I may speak for you, David, and correct me if I'm wrong, just to say what you did. Absolutely. Well, I think what we're trying to say is why would you go in there willingly and then whatever happened in there? Now, if you say no, I mean, you're going in
during an NBA game. You're at an NBA stadium, not at a bar.
Yeah. You're going in. You're going into the bathroom willingly. Going into the bathroom. Something's going to be done now. Whether you're not supposed to be sexually assaulted or anything like that. So to go in there is what we're saying. Why go in there and then come out complaining?
But to be fair, that situation it happened to me where I was in there and we were doing things, and then
What were you doing?
Stuff.
Was it drugs or
You know,
was it making out?
Man and woman type stuff.
Okay.
But the bouncer actually watched us walk in there. So he comes in, he's like, "Look, guys, you can't keep doing this stuff in here.
Right.
Go get a room."
Yep.
So we ended up leaving the bar, and we go out in the parking lot, and she had this soccer mom band because she had kids. She was married. And we ended up doing things out in her van,
Drug or adult things?
Well,
adult stuff.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you this one thing you can't what you cannot do. The NBA cannot allow Conor McGregor with security around him to take a woman inside your bathroom, inside your arena. Can't do it.
Well, this is not me walking into a chick like that where you can stop. This is Conor McGregor who's drunk and he might knock the hell out of your bouncer.
Your security goes, no, you do not take. You take him up to a suite. Go to a suite. Don't go in the bathroom. It would look like a normal men's bathroom. A woman, you don't do that within your facility. If you want to do that at a bar, you can, but not in a facility. You're gonna have a drunk. You're gonna have a drunk Conor McGregor doing that. I don't know if the NBA or the stadium, their security is supposed to be my brother's keeper, as opposed to saying, "Hey, look, do the smart thing." There's a lot of video here. Take her somewhere else. I understand, but we're talking about the heat of the moment. But I think that's what you're talking about with Navy. Navy's going into bathrooms with married women, and then he goes out to that out there.
And then did he say? Then he went into her van. There's baby seats in that van.
What'd you say, Pat?
Well, there's fruit juice, empty fruit juice.
Empty fruit juice. There's baby seats. There's Chick-fil-A kids meals.
Here's one, Pat. How about Doe's? Talk about a hole in the walls. Doe's in Little Rock. Yes. Pat, You got to move a couple inches, Pat. You've gone down on volume.
Thanks for calling Navy, Mike. But anyway,
perfect. Okay, so Doe's in Little Rock. So what about Hugo's in Fayetteville? I never went when I was a player to Hugo's in Fayetteville, Pat. What about you? I know where it's at. It's on the square, right? That one that's sort of down. You sort of get.
That fall into the category.
Yeah, it's
fall into the category.
Here's one, Ozark. We're talking about hole in the walls and the best hole in the walls restaurants in Arkansas. Ozark Cafe, Jasper, BJ's Market Cafe off McCain and Little Rock, Cedar Lounge, Morrilton, hole in the wall, Craig's Barbecue, Duvall's Bluff. We hear that all the time. I don't know if it's a hole in the wall or not. The Bucket List Cafe in Center Ridge, Lasses Inn, Roger. We've been in that one. You could make it's not. It's sort of, it's maybe a little bit too nice to be a hole in the wall. It's open.
Lasses Inn too nice.
Yeah, it's been there for a while.
No. I would
think it's a hole in the wall.
I don't. I think it was
regardless
a fishing hole.
I
don't even think it's hole in the wall. I don't know. I gotta find out what they hole in the wall.
Jerry's Steakhouse in Truman. Big Dave's pull up on Foosh Dam.
Here's the deal. And it's gone. Would the bandbox have been a hole in the wall?
Yes.
So when I look at that, then
that's that's when you pull up and it just looks. Then you also got to be careful. Then you get into like a dairy place.
My hole in the wall, Baz, is going to be someplace that when the current people that are in that hole in the wall vacate, they have to raise the building.
Could be.
It's over.
Yeah.
You can't redo it. So it's got to be a hole.
Forever.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
At last,
right.
nobody's gonna take the studs out like they did your house.
True.
It's done.
That's probably true.
So it's got to be a hole in the wall, and it's got to be. Here's another one. Can it have anything but a gravel parking lot?
If
it's got a gravel parking lot.
Somebody says Sims Barbecue and Corky's. No, Corky's is not.
Now the
Corky's
Sims, the one Sims could have been right. The one down not the one off of John Barrow, but the one that was in another part of town. But where was that one? What was the barbecue place that was a house? Was it HB's or something like that?
The one at Southwest Little Rock.
Was that like almost a damn house in a neighborhood at one point?
Yeah, I can't think of the name of that one. I tell you what. Let's try our first contestant here. We need to do a sounder for hanging with Mayhem.
All right,
it's okay. We'll have it done. But this is our first qualifier.
All right,
let's get him on. What's his name? Is your name Brad?
It is Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Did we catch you eating?
No, I just made a delivery actually next to your building.
All right, Brad. To be qualified, you got David Basil, Roger Scott, Pat Bradley, and Josh Neighbors on the line here. You want to be able to come in and hang out with Morning Mayhem one morning for an hour or two.
I would. I've listened to you guys last this magic. So
this should be an easy one. So
hopefully when you're here, we'll be able to understand you. Because
if you look outside, you can actually see me.
All right, let's see. Where are you?
Is that you right there?
Yeah.
We won't say what the vehicle you're driving, so you won't get
There
in
you
trouble.
go. You're not bringing my wife's stuff here, are you?
All right, Pat, don't blurt. Roger, don't blurt.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
In the last year, we've had a lot of fun with different things that all of us say and point out and make fun of them. Like Justin Moore may say, something.
Lord, no.
Yeah, there was something for me that was said that became about that my girlfriend told Roger what I do when I become impatient or I'm ready to get off the phone. Yeah, easy, boom. All right, that's the first qualifier. Okay, Josh, get him. He's in.
So he's a qualifier.
He's a qualifier. Yeah.
We don't get to ask any questions.
No, that's it. That was an easy one. That was an easy one.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's
Did you know that one, Pat?
I don't think I did.
So, Pat, what happens is that
Baz is not a chit chat.
I don't chit chat.
His mother even hung up on him one time. But I'm driving home with him. Jessica had brought this up when Pat is through with the conversation. Say you're in a meeting, you pick up the papers. That person's ready to end the meeting. With Baz, he does something, and I even heard him do it with his mother on our way back. He'll be talking like this, and you'll be talking. He'll go, "All right, it's time to go."
And he's done.
Yeah, it's done. So now we said, how did we say it on the? How do we embellish it? We go,
"All right."
So that's what. So
and
that's
it's a thing. It's a thing. I think it's a thing.
It's a thing.
And then Justin's is Lord no.
Lord, no.
And what was that about? That was where we called in.
Anything that he says, would he do something like? Would you ever root for anybody other than the Razorbacks? Lord, no.
Have you watched any? You are with the SEC network, Pat. Have you watched any of the World Series with the three SEC teams?
Man, not that much.
Yeah.
Not that much. I keep up with it, but
I tried to pay attention. I'm like, I know Justin won't watch any of it. Roger, I tried to watch a little bit of LSU Tennessee, and then I just said I can't. I'll just turn it back and watch towards the end. My heart wasn't in it. Just one of those things, Pat.
Right.
What you've gotten used to a certain level, that's what you expect to, you expect to be there.
Are you guys watching anything else right now? What's your?
I tell you, Roger, I'm going to wait for. Obviously, we'll get Justin Moore on tomorrow, but they had me to try this first series of White Lotus, and they go, "Oh, Roger would love it." Roger, it was so darn depressing. Oh my gosh, I'm like, what did I miss here? Justin, did you like White Lotus?
Love White Lotus.
Don't you think it's like depressing? It's not to me.
Part of it is depressing, but it's funny. It's a lot of fun.
It is funny. I don't get funny.
Depressing.
It is dark
Just
comedy.
like you said that Johnny Cash on cocaine's fun.
It is.
He shot a woman in the head.
It's miserable.
It's
now,
fun.
All right.
if you like dark comedy,
I got one for
what's
you.
that?
I'm a fan of dark comedy, but you know what? I tried to watch Barry when it first came out.
Yeah.
Because I like dude, but then it started jumping shark for me, and you got to keep me hopping. I started watching something. I'm not a what's Tattoo Boy's name from Saturday Night Live that dated
Davison.
Davis.
Pete Davidson. Not a big fan of his for a while, but I mean he's funny and can be. But there's a show called Bupkis, Bupkis, and I didn't realize it was on until the other day. There's like 8 episodes of this right now. And the thing that drugged me to the show was that his grandfather in the movie, I think his mother in the movie is played by Soprano's wife. There's some other characters that are in there that you might know as actors. It's part based on fact because they talk about his dad being killed in 9/11 and that sort of thing and being raised by a single mom. They actually show some of it, and then some of it obviously is made up. The dude that played Everybody Loves Raymond's brother is in there. He's funny, but Joe Pesci plays his grandfather. So I'm watching it without a doubt. It's Joe Pesci. And I watched the first couple of 3 episodes and I liked it, but I had to back off. It wasn't one that made me go, all right, I'm sticking with it. I'm staying in it. Has anybody seen Bupkis? And should I continue on after episode 3? There's 8 of them, I believe. So I want to know if anybody's seen that.
I have not seen Bupkis.
It's Bup.
Have you been? Are you watching any series, Pat, at all?
You know what? I'm going back and watching because I never sat down when The Sopranos was on. Mm-hmm. Because if you guys remember, those were the days when it was you had to watch every Sunday night.
Yep. I
I
binged it.
never watched it all the way through.
I binged it. I binged it last year.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
good.
It's fantastic. Yeah, you got to watch it.
I think I do too.
Yeah, I binged it. Samantha binged it, and she likes it. Listen, his uncle in that thing is awesome. His uncle, I didn't realize until later on that he's the guy that plays. He's in The Godfather. He's
Uncle June.
Uncle June, yeah.
Yeah.
In The Godfather, the original Godfather, he's the one that took Johnny. He's Johnny something. Johnny something.
Oh, Johnny Ola.
Johnny,
Yeah,
he's
Johnny
Johnny
Ola.
Ola.
Yeah, that's
He's
right,
Johnny
Johnny
Ola.
Ola. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going, damn, that's Johnny Ola. Yeah, so you got to watch Sopranos, yeah.
Yeah, and I tell you the other one that Jessica's got on me because I told her I lost a bet and I was got to watch Ted Lasso, and so that's the other one I have to watch.
Yeah, if you're not going to watch it now, you're going to get caught up. But again, I think it jumped the shark.
Did you like it?
I like the first season, and then maybe the second season I stopped.
Looking for the best hole in the walls. Getting a ton of these today. Toad Suck Bucks, Rosie's Kitchen. A few that have been mentioned. Here's what HB's was the name of it, Raj. It was in a small house in a neighborhood.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, someone says Navy Mike would have stayed on well over 16 minutes to tell us that story. Yeah. That's what we do on our show. We're a little bit more efficient with Navy Mike. We get him in and get him out.
Yeah, we got enough that he was banging a married chick with the car. Pontiac transport van with movable doors on both sides.
Here's what HB's was. It was in a house on 65th Street, kind of a Wakefield neighborhood. Great barbecue, definitely hole in the wall. So it was right off 65th.
All right, where was the other Sims? Not on Barrow. I love that one. Where's the other Sims?
Back on the HB, it says, used to ride my bicycle there and eat lunch as a kid. I think they finally closed a few years ago. Loved all the fishing and hunting pictures in there.
Sure.
Yeah, that's, again, to me, that's a hole in the wall too, Raj.
Well, the place that, excuse me, that burned down in Scott, whatever that was, Cottoms or whatever.
Yes.
Hole in the wall.
I think that sort of is. I think it looks like it's sort of run down. I don't think it's a fancy looking place. You're like, you were driving, you go, wow.
No, it could have been in the movie Color Purple.
Yeah. That's or you see pictures up there that are there, been there for 30 years or whatever. Yeah, that's
McClarge, Hole in the Wall. Or Too Famous.
It's nice. It's nice on the inside. It's too nice for me to be.
It's a cinder block building.
Yeah, it's too nice for me. Yeah, it can withstand a.
In style, which is going to be the one, I believe that's the one that's going to be doing our Lake Hamilton teachers deal.
Yes.
Met him, Joe. Does everybody know barbecue joints named Joe?
I don't know.
He's going to do it for us. That's new. I would think McClarge would be, but it's Too Famous. See, you can't even say McClarge isn't fancy.
Too fancy.
That's fancy.
It's fancy compared to some hole in the walls.
It's everything you just said.
Screen in porch.
It's
no.
You can't leave there without smelling like it.
Coming up next, also, we'll have Justin Moore's Razorback Trivia, brought to you by Capital Smokehouse Grill. Got our man Pat Bradley on the phone with us. Pat sounding good. Can't wait to get Pat here some summer. Pat's coming to town this weekend, brother. Is it this weekend?
Get ready, boys. Get ready.
Listen, we got to get you an office at Summerwood Sports. Get you to be doing some clinics down there.
Yeah,
got to get that done,
brother.
Listen, I got to get that done, and all I want. 33 cents on a dollar finder's fee. That's all.
All right, 7:29 here on Morning Mayhem.
County, it's the day you've been waiting for. The official grand opening of the Summerwood Sports Complex on Highway 5 at the Bryant Parkway exit. And it all starts this Friday morning with Morning Mayhem broadcasting live from the complex. And you're invited too. So come on by and say hi, check out all the gyms, and also grab you some free breakfast while you're there. Then make plans to come back later that same evening as the Summerwood Complex will be hosting a basketball game between two of the most talented 8AU teams in the local area. It's all happening this Friday with 103.7 The Buzz.
Guys, do you have less energy, low libido, weight gain? Is your performance in the bedroom less than it should be? Has it left her wondering, does she know what's really going on? This could be caused by low T or possibly even ED, and the online pills will not fix this. But one call to Little Rock Men's Clinic, and our specialists will help determine the cause and will prescribe a solution that works for you. You see, those cheap online pills fail about 60% of the time, but our procedures have a 96% success rate. Call Little Rock Men's Clinic today at 501-382-9516. Our $199 office visit is only $99 for a limited time. This includes your exam, blood work, test dose, and treatment options. And if you don't see results during your first visit, you pay nothing. That's our guarantee to you. Make the call to Little Rock Men's Clinic at 501-382-9516. That's 501-382-9516. Or go to littlerockmensclinic.com so we can help you get your life back.
Hennard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, one of Arkansas's leaders in hay equipment. They handle a full line of Kubota tractors and hay tools, as well as Vermeer hay products. 501-268-1987. Hennard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, your hometown dealer, no matter where you live.
Hi, folks. It's David Badger out here at Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood. I know a lot of car dealers, but I've known Frank Fletcher for almost 20 years. He has several very successful car dealerships, and it's because of repeat business. He doesn't want to just sell you a car. He wants to be your dealer for life. To do that, you got to treat people like you want to be treated and listen to the customer so you know what they want. That's the secret of Fletcher Dodge success. They listen to you and they treat you right without any hassles or headaches. Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood has a great selection of new Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram, plus Frank Fletcher's low prices. You need to shop Fletcher Dodge before you buy anywhere else. So for the best selection, lowest price, and best buying experience, go see my friends at Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood, or you can shop them online at FletcherDeals.com. No hassle, no stress. It's the Frank Fletcher way. Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood. You need to shop Fletcher Dodge before you buy anywhere else. Call and ask for Zippy. Tell them the Buzz sent you.
As a guest at Tacos for Life, you have the unique and exciting opportunity to help end childhood hunger around the world. Tacos for Life's strategy is simple. For every taco, bowl, salad, quesadilla, or nachos purchased, a portion is donated to Feed My Starving Children, their nonprofit partner. So far, they've donated nearly 30 million meals. You'll love eating at Tacos for Life.
Your Arkansas travelers have a new home to every pitch, every crack of the bat on 106.7 Buzz 2. For the full calendar, go to Travs.com. It's the greatest game on dirt, and you can hear it at 106.7 Buzz 2.
It's time to get back to the mayhem with David, Roger, and Justin in the Oaklawn Racing Studios.
It takes down all the stars in Los Angeles to win the United States Open.
7:34 Morning Mayhem. Pat, do you recognize who's singing this song right here?
Oh, yeah, Paul Abdul. Paul Abdul.
Her birthday today. How old is she, Raj? What would you guess?
65.
I didn't look to see how old she was.
Jeez, 65?
That's my guess, Patty. I don't know.
What do you think, Pat? Let's see she's born in 62.
Oh, really?
She's
younger. She's
62?
1 year older than
61.
She's
Yeah.
60. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Roger remembered a bit that
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't remember the name of the movie that he was in, but you know how he makes everybody uncomfortable. There was one where he came in and wanted to film her, and he brought in some of his I don't know, servants, manservants, or whatever it may be, and they had some of them act as chairs where he had food served on their backs or laid out on their backs, and then
Bruno.
Was it Bruno? And he used them as chairs. And it was only after a little while that she felt a little bit uncomfortable and kicked him out of the house. But that dude is fearless, and had her in that. I remember that one. I think at one point she was smoked. I think she can still move a little bit.
Oh, no doubt.
Today, Pat, is
She was
June.
one of the fly girls, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was for the Lakers.
Paula Abdul was a fly girl.
She was
In Living Colors. No, fly girl.
Oh.
Was she a fly girl?
No,
I know
no.
J-Lo was,
That's-
but
I
was
thought-
Paula Abdul?
No, you're
Well-
thinking about J-Lo and
J-Lo, yeah.
J-Lo.
Now, Paula was a Laker girl.
Carrie
and
Ann Inaba.
then she was also a instructor, like the organizer.
Sure.
Of the, yeah.
She was the one
She
first
was,
in the
she
movie.
was big for a while. She was one of the biggest in the nation.
She
yeah.
was huge.
The
What was-
choreographer.
Yeah, a choreographer. What were her big hits?
That was it. Straight up. Not
Straight
Up,
Up, Stray Cats?
and
No,
then there
Stray
was it-
Cats,
Not Stray Cats. There was a cat in the video. Here it is.
That's right.
Here it is.
Oh, this is so bad. This is so 80s.
Oh, it is.
You remember the video with the cartoons and everything?
That's what Baz is talking about. Yeah.
What's the name of the song? Listen,
Opposites attract.
this sound like some of Beverly Hills Cop.
Absolutely.
So that was one.
It's refreshing, isn't it?
It is. It's wholesome.
I think it's refreshing. It's like turning the sprinkler on a nice summer morning.
This is the other. What's this called, Ron?
You tell me.
Step by step.
You like it?
Step something.
Knocked out.
Knocked out.
They all sound alike.
She was big. American Idol. She was big, man. It was her and
Cold Hearted. And then Rush.
Oh, Rush was terrible. It was so bad.
How about you, Dan?
Keanu Reeves was in that video.
Is that right? Oh my gosh!
What? Wait a second.
Yeah,
You know what
a young
scares me
Keanu
now?
Reeves.
You know what scares me is that I watched Keanu last night because I think he's one of the greatest actors, stage or screen that Canada ever produced.
Matrix.
And I watched The Matrix last night as Neo, and he is the one.
He's the one.
And now you're mentioning him. Something's going to happen to him in the next week to 10 days.
We want to apologize.
No, he's a good man.
He's a wonderful man. I didn't say he wasn't.
Pat, on behalf of Morning Mayhem and Pat Bradley, we would like to apologize to HB's Barbecue. They're not closed. The owner, Bruce Slaughter, passed away a few years ago, but Judy, his wife, still has it open. And Jenny, his sister, still runs it like she has for over 30 plus years. It's on of 65th, Roger.
Okay, that's it.
Best barbecue, cash only. That's almost like a hole in the wall.
You know what?
Cash
You
only.
know what? You know what? If you have any part of your parking lot that's gravel, if you still are cash only, those are qualifications for that. So because of that, we apologize for that misinformation. So if there's anyone out there that would like to take us to lunch at 2 HBs, we're willing.
I can hear. I can hear it already.
What about the signed? What about the signed photos on the wall?
Yeah,
I mean,
those
that's
are
gotta be a
you betcha.
staple.
You may be on
of
there.
hole in the wall.
You know what, too? That's funny. Everybody who comes in that place today will go, "Did you hear those idiots on the morning show saying you guys were closed?"
Well, maybe they'll go, you know what? That's pretty good advertising. Maybe we should sponsor their text line.
We need a contestant. Speaking of food, speaking of food, we need a contestant for our Justin Moore's Razorback Trivia, brought to you by Capital Smokehouse Grill. 661-1037. If you get it right, you will win a lunch there. And I will promise you, if you're a Razorback fan, you should be able to get most of these. These are not that difficult. So go ahead, 661-1037. If you want to punch it up, Josh, if you've got it, go ahead, or Raj, either one. Also, too, as I mentioned, if you missed it earlier, it looks like we're going to get Anthony Black on the show and his mom either Tuesday or Wednesday. The draft is Thursday. And so I'm really excited about that, only because we've done, Pat, 20 NIL calls, 20 different athletes, 3 different sports, or maybe even 4 different sports with softball. Yeah, but I'll tell you, the most rewarding one has been working with Anthony because of his mom. His mom's really been locked in. I wish every NIL, and nothing gets to the other kids who didn't have their parents, locked in, but it was really nice to be able to deal with her on a weekly basis, and it was fun to watch him as a freshman, really develop into a young man, his speaking skills, dealing with the media, that kind of thing.
Well, some of the ones, who do you deal with?
Some
agents,
some of them, some of them are
families?
some of them are agents, some of them are direct, some of them, you don't want to, parents not involved. Some of them aren't agents. That's exactly right. Some of them are the player direct, but to have the player and the parent is a great combo. And I'm going to talk about that when we interview them. That was really made it. And she's outstanding. And he's a great kid too. So that really made it work. But we'll either have them Tuesday or Wednesday before the draft. pretty cool deal. Let's go ahead and play that if we can, Josh.
It's time for Justin Moore's Razorback Trivia, presented by Capital Smokehouse and Grill, downtown Little Rock's favorite to-go-to lunch spot. Also available for all your catering needs. CapitalSmokehouseandGrill.com.
All right, 661-1037. I want to contest it. Don't be scared. Come on, it's easy to play. You got, matter of fact, even Pat Bradley might be able to help you if you desire.
I'll try my darndest.
Here's one that says while we're waiting on a contestant, Three Sam's Barbecue has a gravel parking lot in Little Rock. Roger mentioned maybe a hole in the wall has to have gravel.
Yeah, got to have some part of it. You got to gravel it. You know what? Capital Smokehouse and Grill. Is that hole in the wall? That's hole in the wall.
I think it is.
That's hole in the wall.
Yeah.
It's got gravel.
Yeah. It's been around forever.
It's got gravel. It's got a little bit of free parking in front of it. It's on the street. And you could get a ticket if you park somewhere close by.
Says here's one that says, just want to shout out to Roger and Bass. Thanks so much for all you do. This weekend, Pat, Roger was one of the judges at the Mrs. Arkansas pageant. As a matter of fact, did a good job.
Oh, I didn't know Scat Daddy was here too.
Sure did.
Yeah, sure did. Want to say, and I'll thank everybody before we get to the top of the hour and give you the name of the winner and all that. But let's do this.
She is,
Mrs. Arkansas, and then they have Mr. Arkansas there as well. Yeah, listen, there's a lot of powerful people there.
Who we going with? Who we want to go with, Roger? Who was first?
Well, who was first out of Cody, Shannon, Sharp? Now, let me ask you this. If we're going to go to Cody first, if he misses, do we go to the next one?
No, it's just one and done.
Oh, it's just one and done. All right. So
one.
Shannon, Sharpshooter, thank you very much. Hold on for other games. We have to go to Cody first unless he's hung up. Cody, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, buddy. Good luck. Josh has got all the info. Pay attention. If you can't hear anything, we'll play it a couple of times.
Justin Moore, please.
What Razorback basketball trio under Coach Eddie Sutton in the 1970s was infamously known as the Triplets?
That's an easy one. Come on, Cody. Here we go.
Come on, Cody.
Sidney Moncrief. God, I got to put me on the spot.
Yeah, that's right.
It makes
it
makes it tougher when you're on the spot.
Breathe.
Take your time.
Okay, we got Sidney Moncrief.
Google it.
Yeah.
How old are you, Cody?
I mean, I'm 36.
Well, you should know it. Google it while you're on the phone with us. Play it again for him. Let him hear it. Google it.
What Razorback basketball trio under Coach Eddie Sutton in the 1970s was infamously known as the Triplets?
Oh, very good. You got Sidney Moncrief.
Yeah, Google should be fast enough.
Sidney Moncrief, Ron Brewer, and
scroll down.
I'm not. I can't.
Come on.
You can do it, Bub. You can do it.
You can do it. Yeah. Listen,
Cody,
Google Arkansas Triplets.
Where do you work, Cody?
Google it.
I work at UMS. I'm an electrician up there.
Well, we appreciate that. We may use you, and I may call on you one day to provide a service for us while you're Googling Triplets of Arkansas Razorback.
Sidney Moncrief, who'd you say? The second one?
He said Ron Brewer.
Ron Brewer.
Ron Brewer, that's right. This is
and
Shannon Sharpshooter right now. So pissed. They're so pissed. Come on, get it. Google it.
This guy was Pat. You could say was the greatest 3-point shooter if they'd had a 3-point line back then.
They had one.
Well, he would have been tied maybe with Martin Terry.
He and Martin Terry would have been the three of the
but
greatest.
you know, that's not to take away from Conway. I mean, oops. From where this guy
there's probably
came
a lot
from.
of hole in the walls in the town he's from.
That's right.
Exactly.
All right, Cody,
You can do it. Have you not Googled it?
If you don't have this answer by now, Cody,
you had me googling it when you gave me the. You had me googling it when you gave me the clue, so I didn't hear.
Did you not Google Arkansas Razorback Triplets?
do you know how to use Google, Cody?
I do.
All right, listen. All right, we're gonna play it one more time. Google Arkansas Razorback Triplets. Play the question one more time. Maybe this will help him. What the hell, dude? Come on.
What Razorback basketball trio under Coach Eddie Sutton in the 1970s was infamously known as the Triplets?
I think he left off Marvin Delphin. I'm not sure. All right, Cody, what is your answer?
Tell him what his.
Give me all three of them.
Martindale.
Give me all three of them.
Martindale, Ron Brewer, and Sidney Moncrief.
Wow!
Good Lord.
Holy cow!
Good Lord. Yeah, Shannon.
Thank you to Capital Smokehouse and Grill for sponsoring the Razorback Trivia.
Attaboy. What's it? We or what?
Y'all are awesome.
You're awesome.
Yeah, listen,
Because I knew that.
Well, it's funny. It's a lot
And I
easier.
was on the love on a Monday morning.
It's a lot. Yeah, you are working on Juneteenth. So that's good. It's a lot easier, Pat.
Totally.
And Raj, when
Oh,
when you don't have the pressure on. And
well, it's just. I'll give you 3 seconds. Who won the World Series last year? 1, 2,
Exactly.
3.
Yeah, that makes a big difference when the pressure is on.
I don't even want to Google that.
Josh,
I got no time.
Wait a minute. Who was it?
It was
Dodgers. I don't even.
Cody.
know.
The cheating. Very.
Guys.
Yeah,
he had 10 seconds, man.
That's right. Listen, he doesn't have a mind full of mush.
All right, we'll come back and wrap
Cody,
things up.
congratulations. Thank
All right,
you.
how about this? 3 seconds. Who won the NBA Finals? 1.
Gone with the wind.
2.
Denver.
3. Oh,
I think
just under the buzzer.
We are your NBA station here, our NBA show.
Incredible.
All right, one more segment with our man Pat Bradley.
All right, ready? 3 seconds. Who won the U.S. Open last? 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
All right, take it to after the break and you'll figure it out.
It's Wyndham. It's like you said, Roger. Wyndham Clark sounds like he should have some Roman numerals after.
Yeah, he should. You don't have a name like Wyndham. What are you? Come on.
Exactly. All right, then we'll come back. Hope you're having a great morning. Thank you for being with us. It's 7:46.
And again,
Morning Mayhem.
To the other folks that were on the line, we're sorry.
Your morning drive will never be the same when you have Morning Mayhem on the radio. Welcome back to the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio, Arkansas Casino Resort.
We leave with a Justin Moore.
I know.
Come back with one. Wow.
Well, Jay, I like it. BG.
This one.
752.
More middle fingers.
Our man Roger Scott was one of the judges at the Mrs. Arkansas pageant. I can see Pat Bradley being a good. You and him doing that together would have been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Pat's walking
Very
out.
difficult to be judgmental.
It is. It
Scott
is.
Daddy's a very nice guy, and that must have been a very difficult job.
It was, Bob. I took it very seriously and all that, but I do like the fact that they told me, look, this is a beauty contest. All right.
They said that.
Nobody's juggling cats. We want this, but you also have to perform under poison.
What was the?
have some poison. What's that?
What was the most? Was there a talent portion?
No,
there was no talent
no.
portion, but I did consider wearing the swimsuit talent. That's the way I looked
You
at it.
judged with Chris Ho from Oaklawn.
Chris Ho from Oaklawn. Chris Ho, I enjoyed spending some
Great
time
guy.
with him. We both, he's a super duper guy. I enjoyed time with him. Donna Petty from the
Yeah,
Ohio
you
Club was part of it. Miss Linda Hollis, I can't remember if that's your last name. Forgive me for that,
Yes.
Linda. She was an interior decorator, could do wonders with throw pillows like nobody's business, but she's retired. And then a guy that is in real estate, Todd Matlock. Todd Matlock was the other
The
judge.
question I have is, Baz, when are they going to have the monument erected in A1 Roger Scott down in Hot Springs?
I don't know.
So much of that community.
Hey, listen, I appreciate it. It's not for me to answer those questions, so thanks, Pat. I appreciate that. And, Linda Desjardins, what a beautiful lady, a classy Lynn Desjardins, a wonderful woman. She took this very seriously. There's a lady by the name of her name used to be, she's remarried now. It was Michelle Flake was here. I think it's weird. Don't hold me to that. Wonderful woman. She had won. I call her the Grover Cleveland of it. She had won in 10. She won in 10, did not in 11, and then won again in 12. So she just like Grover Cleveland. That's exactly.
Wow.
She had calves, and she told me, she said, Roger, at one point you could bounce a quarter off my butt, and I believe it.
Was on it.
I didn't have a quarter, so I bounced my sobriety coin on it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Karen was also there. They had security. It was a great event. It was wonderful. The winner is a nurse practitioner down in Hot Springs, as a matter of fact. And Melissa Qualls, thank you very much for letting me know that. Melissa let me know she's very good friends with Melissa Qualls, who's the wife of Steve Qualls, who owns Design Lab by Locker Room Athletics. Virginia Lalaberte.
Lalaberte.
Lalaberte. Virginia Lalaberte.
Very nice. Very beautiful young woman.
I think so. I think so. But
how many kids?
How many kids?
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids.
No, how many kids does she have? Do you remember talking to her, asking her any?
I do, but here's the.
You ask her about how she liked to cook eggs for her husband.
You know what? There was one of those. Baz, it's one of those things.
That's what he said he was going to do, Pat. He was going to the whole day. He has those kind of questions. Do you or is it every other day?
Here's the deal. Here's a couple of the questions that I asked Pat. when your husband loses his temper, how long do you usually wait before apologizing? There was that one right there. How about this one right here? How about this? After your husband buys you a new vehicle, how do you express your appreciation? And there was one other one. And I left it at that because I thought it was apropos. It was, when golf is on TV, how often do you ask your husband if he needs anything? These were the questions that I wanted to know. But no, listen, they were very nice, very lovely young ladies.
How long does it last, Raj? How long do those events last?
Like
all weekend? Or?
It started at 8:00 for me, Saturday morning. I was down there at 8:00. Yeah, we did preliminary, some of those questions. And that took till noon, took 4 hours, but we had to be back. So we got to take a little lunch break and all that. And listen, these ladies are, it takes courage to get up and do those sort of things anyway. And of course, you know me, I'm hard of hearing. So when 5 ladies are in this room, no bigger than this studio and Josh's production studio. So they're in there talking and everybody starts talking. It's like this for a minute. Blah, 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 and then everybody's talking all at once, and I can't hear worth a damn anyway. And most of the time, they're talking in front of me like this. So my platform is that I'm going to be.
He can't hear it.
And I can't hear
any of the answers.
So they
Pat.
said, so it gave me the opportunity to look them up and down and then judge them on that. So, but they did have some pressure on them. They did what they had to do. All the sponsors that supported those ladies. But the Mrs. Arkansas pageant was a success. Thank you to the Hot Springs Hotel for putting me up down that way and the convention center for holding the event. And Lynn Desjardins and all the staff. Congratulations again to Mrs.
Awesome.
Arkansas, Virginia Lalaberte. And we had several of them that sat down and told me that they listened to the show. A couple of them asked me if I was indeed the naked gardener, and then so on. So thank you and congratulations. And I want to say thanks to the station for letting me be a part of that.
Pat, this weekend we're headed down to the Manning Passing Academy and down in Thibodeau.
Great.
Yes, and so I was looking, and the Sports Hall of Fame golf tournament is Monday. So what time are you getting in this weekend?
Well, be shooting for, I guess I would say Sunday, but it may. If I can swing a Saturday, I would love to, or Friday. I'll probably make that decision here today. And
are you playing? Are you playing? Are you playing on Monday?
I'd like to.
I'm going to tell Terry Condon Johnson will be glad to hear that. She will love it.
I texted it with her. Oh, I owe her a return text on just official stuff.
Well, one of the things too, I'm going to add to our summer adventure, Raj. I want to play. I want to be in a dart tournament. Jeff.
I grew up with a kid who's a national dart champion. He was ranked like number 2. He represented the United States of America.
Then you got to be, because he knows about people.
Julio.
Well, okay, me and you together. You join. Are you in, Pat?
Yes.
Be a mother for me.
Will do.
We'll thank his sponsors on the return. Thanks, Pistol. 8:00.
8:06 here on Morning Mayhem. Great to have Pat Bradley. And not in the studio, but we'll have him with us next Monday, Raj. That'd be exciting because he's going to be playing. Terry, did you hear that over at Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame? PB's going to be playing in the tournament, and hopefully he'll jump on with us as well. Do want to thank Bradford Marine and Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union for sponsoring Pat each week.
Yep.
Also, too, we were talking about best hole in the wall restaurants in Arkansas. Here's one that says Three Sam's Barbecue has a gravel parking lot in Little Rock. The Tamale Factory in Augusta. That's a little nice for a hole in the wall. Venetian Inn, Tawny Town. That's a little nice too.
Well, you said McClard's is nice. And no disrespect, but they're not nice.
But that's nicer.
It's too famous for you. That's it's cinder block.
But it's a nice cinder block.
Kaczynski lived in a cinder block house.
It's so nice. It's so well done there.
It is not. No,
it's on the border for me. It's on the border for me. Here's DJs between Ida and Brasco.
Or something?
Here's one that says you need to go to HB's. Roger talked about that. Judy and the Genie and Jeannie keep the place going. Great barbecue. Martin's Wreck in downtown Hot Springs. Roger will remember that. Remember Martin's Wreck?
Yeah, you know where Martin's Wreck was? It's where that new our buddy who did where that bar is now, where the upstairs house, the renovation. What's his name?
Jason Shamlin. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, right there is where it was. Martin's was huge.
Obviously, if you just tuned in, there was a little sports over the weekend. Wyndham Clark was the winner of the U.S. Open. First time he's won a major. Ricky Fowler, another disappointment for him, sets a record with 23 birdies for the U.S. Open, but finishes tied for fifth with the 75.
Yeah, but Lewis Winthorpe III, who won the thing, 75th is as high as he's ever been. That gives hope to people like me.
I think most people will say never go back to L.A. again for a major. It's not a major town. You got the World Series. LSU beats Tennessee, now plays Wake Forest. That should be a good matchup. Yeah. You got Florida winning. They look like obviously they're one game away from getting to the finals, so it could be an all SEC matchup. Some good news for the Razorbacks. Got a couple, 3 now commitments in baseball. We'll get in that maybe a little bit later. Bryant, I think, wins the overall 7-on-7, the shootout of the South over at Pulaski Academy. And then the other was Bob Huggins, who was just got in trouble the other day that ended up indirectly costing our guy, Josh Neighbors, his podcast.
Yeah.
Josh played his entire, rant on the radio, got him fired. Now he's officially fired from West Virginia. I had a DUI over the weekend. And
do you feel justified in your firing now, Josh, that happened to him? And
no.
Would he be able to use being quote unquote an alcoholic as the reason why he said those words on that radio show?
I think it's safe to assume that probably played a factor.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, you use it.
He knew, and he knew. And let me tell you, you pull over, if you're Bob Huggins after what happened, you knew I'm done.
Also, we had him on our show a bunch when I was at Sirius XM. We feel pretty confident that he was not all the way there when he did interviews with us.
So. I got you.
In the studio now, 2 guys that we familiar. One that our audience is very familiar with. That's David Hendricks Jr. From formerly known as Big Red man. Good morning, David. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing good this morning. Thanks for having us.
And then also to Dexter Hendricks, who is the head. We've had him on the show before. Head basketball coach at Benton High School. Good morning, Dexter. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having us.
So a double dose of Hendricks boys in here today.
No doubt.
Yeah, very nice. You guys, I love the new Summerwood Sports Complex. Very nice. First of all, start with you, David.
Quad box. Go quad box.
a lot of talk about Big Red selling, and so how have things been since no Big Red anymore?
It's been a strange transition because that was our life for about 25 years for Big Red, and then just to pivot into something else. But it's been good. It's been learning new things and getting into new projects like the Summerwood Sports Gyms.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Listen, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to get it out here right now. I stopped at a convenience store. Now, to me, now that I have no Big Red, and I haven't been acclimated enough, I've stopped at Double B's a couple of times down there, and we love Double B's. We loved them even before. We love them, but I stop at a few because I don't have that many on my route here, so I stop at different ones. It's like Josh and a couple of our other friends who's on that Swiper Girl apps. I'm just trying everybody now to see where it goes. Now Circle K selling lottery tickets. They've gone from Big Red to Circle K, which is like for me from going from Bedford Falls to Pottersville. It's all over. Cats and dogs living together. I don't know what's going on. A lot of people miss you guys, but you were still big in the community. You're still going to be big in the community and helping out the community. You've done it for 25, 26 years, just as Big Red. And now with everything else and with Summerwood Sports Complex, it's going to be huge for the community.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
What is that? Why don't you explain what Summerwood Sports is?
Yeah, it's it's something that I think my dad and uncle really saw that was a big need in the community. But it's always trying to find a place to practice with volleyball, basketball, and youth teams. So I think they saw the need, and it's just a place where teams, AAU basketball, volleyball can come out, and kids can really be involved. And I think it's just going to be a great thing, and to see how it grows over time with the community as well. So we're really excited.
Where's it located? Where, for those who don't know that area very well, where is it?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've been getting that a lot. I think that's one of the best things about the complex right now is the location. It's really, from both sides, coming Hot Springs area, from Little Rock, but it's off Bryant Parkway, exit 124. If you're coming that way, so if you take that exit 124, you're just what'd you say, Dave? 1 or 2 minutes away from that. So it's really, I think the location, it's well lit. At night you have, you don't have to worry about anything at night. Where it's well lit, where you can see parking, and just going to be plenty of parking. It's something that just, I think the location is one of the best things about it.
So what is there now, and what is expected maybe to be? What are the goals there for this location?
Yeah, that's right now there's 2 basketball courts. We have what we call Gym 1, which has already been open for about 2 weeks now. And Gym 2 is, looks to be open this week by Friday, the 23rd, for the grand opening. And hopefully sooner than later, I think very soon, Gym 3 will start its construction and get going.
Now, these are Roger and I have been in them. These are the newest, brand new, state-of-the-art basketball arenas. I would call it more a mini arena. I don't know what it seats, but everything is brand new. The way it's laid out in the middle, even the middle, you got a etching of not an etching, but of the state of
center court.
Yeah, the whole thing. Just, it is, and it can be easily, made from a basketball to a volleyball court real easily. So
each gym, how many you can have 2 volleyball games going on at once, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. After this week, we'll have the ability to have 4 volleyball courts active at the same time.
Yeah, Baz, you've got it. You saw it. I don't know what do you call it? Is it retractable seating? And so you got all that going on.
Yep.
Your benches. You can move out the basketball goals and bring them on in and anchor them down there. All that sort of stuff. And it really is nice. It's gonna be plenty of parking for you to do that. And they've got big things planned for it.
Okay, so now somebody's listening. So who can take advantage of Summerwood Sports? And if they can, what's allowed to do? How much does it cost? Who do I contact?
Yeah, I think a lot of that's on the website, summerwoodsports.com. So you can go there and get all that information. Right now, we had a lot of interest just in the past couple of weeks with the opening of people wanting to rent out the facility for practices. There's even been talk about different events. We haven't got to that part yet, but different events, birthday parties, things like that. But a lot of volleyball and basketball right now. But
camps?
Camps are going on. There's actually Isaiah Joe's hosting a camp in August that's coming out. So that's something really exciting. I think there'll be a lot more, hopefully, when it gets started, as people see how cool it is, the location it is, and just the ability to have another gym you can go to and get people to participate.
Well, you got another. You were planning on this before the the store sale. You were planning on this anyway. Why again? Were you thinking about this? I mean, because I know in Saline County, there's other the schools all the schools are building things all the time anyway. Is it center location? Is it because you can offer the volleyball and all that? And again, with all the other stuff you've got coming on, I don't know if you're privy to say it. So give me the Huckabee cut sign if I'm not supposed to say it. But you got things. It's not just gonna be basketball and baseball, volleyball. You're gonna have possible things for baseball as well.
Yeah, that's I think that's in the plans. And you're right, Roger. We had it in motion for a while, and I think Dex hit on it. We've just seen there's a need. Schools have really nice facilities, but they also have to limit those to school functions. So if you have a travel team or AAU team or a team you do with the outside of school function, you need a facility to practice in and play tournaments in, and that's where there's a real need in Central Arkansas. But I think we think the sky's the limit for the area we have there. We hope to develop it, maybe potentially have baseball fields, soccer fields.
How big, for those who are wondering, my gosh, how big of an area do you have over there?
I think it's what we were talking about, several acres yesterday.
Yeah, a little over, I think right at 31 acres. So
31 acres. So do you guys
keep growing, Bass?
Yeah. Do you guys see this as like the Star in Frisco, where you create these things, then it brings other businesses too, like maybe restaurants,
Yeah.
maybe hotels, those kind of things.
I think that's the vision my dad and uncle have. They want it to be a place where you can park with, with your family and get out, and you can get something to eat there and go to a ball tournament and you feel safe. And there's a lot of things right there on the property that you can do and participate in a safe, fun environment. I think that's their vision for this area.
And listen, with all the property that's being bought down there, is there anybody talking about changing Saline County to Hendricks County? I don't know. Is it?
I think that might be a little much right at this point.
Right now, well, get Landon involved, and we'll see what. Hey, listen, Chris Walker, our buddy Chris Walker, he's holding a volleyball camp there today, tomorrow, and Wednesday.
Yeah,
Chris, I've got to get my my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter. She loves volleyball. I was just talking to Erica, my oldest, yesterday about that, and trying to get her to come down because she's big in volleyball. I just asked you guys before we came on, are you holding volleyball camps? Might be too soon for today or tomorrow, but I've got to get down. Hopefully I can get her down here to do that. So how did that come to be for Chris to have those camps there? How'd that happen?
Yeah, that's just like I said, there's been a lot of interest, and I think there's a big need. You know much about the volleyball world, Roger?
No, you know what? I know it's they're very passionate about it, and you can't talk down to them.
That's exactly right. It's impressive. I was blown away growing up playing the AAU basketball and been around basketball all my life, but the volleyball, it's really impressive how committed they are, and how many teams, and just how much participation they have in the youth and the junior high and high school league. So I think that's another example of what we talked about. They're just the strong need for places to practice and for girls to be involved, and which is obviously a great thing. So I think that's how that started. They just see that, well, here's a place we could practice. The location of it, they have girls coming from the Central Arkansas area, so it's just a perfect location for them and a place where they can get some work in.
We're visiting with David Hendricks Jr. and Dexter Hendricks, talking about the Summerwood Sports Complex. I know Bill Ingram is close to you guys, and obviously Doug and David Sr. They, Bill has put on these big events. Obviously, rolled in the Rock and rolled in on the Hill, and where he's seen thousands of teams and players come in, and the impact it makes for cities and the community. And so that could certainly be, I don't know if you could do all those, but you could certainly see that. And what's crazy, this was going to be the corporate headquarters for Big Red.
That's right.
Then God had other plans. And so I do have to say too, I know a lot of people, Dexter, will want to hear from you about the young man your coach is, Terry On.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so,
absolutely.
So you're doing a little bit of both. You're doing full-time basketball coach at Benton, but you're also helping with Summerwood Sports, right?
Well, sort of. I'm mainly just using the facility a lot right now.
Yeah, sure.
That's the best way to say it. But it's just another place for us to practice, another place for us to play games this summer, both our junior high and senior high teams. So it's just been like I said, with the volleyball, with girls basketball, there's a lot going on in our schools. So it's just gives us another gym to practice. So it's been really fun so far this summer.
Now, you were a star at Benton, a star on the basketball team. You go off and you play at Arkansas Tech.
Arkansas Tech.
Play at Arkansas Tech, and then again, #1 team in America for Division II for like 12 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
it was a great
Just
experience.
couldn't finish it, but you were number
right.
one for. Hey, not everybody gets to be number one for at all at any level, but you were number one in America for Division II at Arkansas Tech.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a great experience. I wouldn't exchange that for nothing. I played for Mark Downey, who's back as the Arkansas men's basketball coach now for a few years. But I was very, very fortunate. Played for a great coaching staff. Still talked to Coach Downey weekly, and played with a lot of good players. So my senior year, had the privilege to go 30-2. Wasn't much of what I did. I was a star on the scouting report team. But everybody has their role. So it was a lot of fun, and I've learned so much from that. And like I said, I got the privilege to play for some great coaches and play with some really, really good players.
I think you coached at Harmony Grove before you got the job at Benton, right?
Yes, sir.
And so let's talk about Terry and Burgess real quick. I think it's interesting because we're getting ready to have Anthony Black on our show probably Tuesday or Wednesday. And also the word lottery pick is real. We've heard Nick Smith Jr. was probably going to be that, but now it looks like Anthony Black's going to be that before Nick. This Terry and Burgess young man, obviously they say he's got the skill as a sophomore, 6'9", 200, ball handling skills at 6'9", and he's got more growth as well. Maybe can grow another inch or two.
Yeah, I could talk all day about Terry On. He's just such a special player. Like you said, I think the thing that just jumps out right at you is his size, being 6'9", the way he handles the basketball like a guard and can really shoot it. Shoots the ball at a very high level, extremely athletic, plays above the rim. But what's really neat about Terry On, it gives you a lot of hope, and is that how good of a kid he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fantastic kid. And we were listening to you earlier talk about Anthony Black and how much he's grown over there. You talk to him and how neat that is to have that relationship. And you see the young man mature.
Yep.
Just it's really neat to see. And Terrion's the same way. He's just such a good kid. Comes from a tremendous family. So you just know he has the hope to just continue to grow, and the sky's the limit for him. I think there's no doubt about it.
Well, that's one thing as you're talking about that, and I'm thinking about, because I'm fortunate to have met him as well. When I think about Anthony Black, honestly, it's to me, it's a duo. It's his mom is involved with that, and how intricate she is in that. And same thing with him and his dad.
That's right.
And his family. I mean, they're involved. I mean, they're looking for a place. Not only, if I to speak out of turn here, not only were they looking for him a place for him to grow, but that wasn't just the only thing. They wanted to make sure he was with a good coach. They just did, in a good community with good family values and all that. And that's something that says about you guys as well.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're very fortunate for have him come in last year, and like I said, we're just extremely excited to see what he can do this next season for us. But man, just an awesome kid to be around.
Yeah,
for
good
sure.
deal.
Where did he come in from? What city?
He went to from Marion.
Marion, that's it. You know, it was crazy. Now a kid like that 20 years ago, you know, he just continues to develop and all this. Well, now it's a whole new ball game. Yeah. You got the NIL issue that's coming in the pipe. You've got, you know, a transfer portal, you got lottery, all these things to where, and just the massive money that's part of the NBA now that's just trickling down to high school kids that listen, all these scouts and all that they know, and also you start hearing those things. So it's a challenge being a kid today trying to deal with all that.
It is. It's a lot different. It's a lot different. Even just 5 years ago in high school sports, it's a lot different. So you got to learn to adapt. And but I think it's all a good thing. But you're exactly right. To say it to be different would be wrong. So but I think it's fun and going in the right direction.
Where's Roger's office at Summerwood Sports? There's no reason, because as we all know, a lot of the success of
Don't
Big
embarrass me while I'm here, but I want you to say
a lot of the success of Big Red. We know we lay at the feet of Roger's, Roger, and we expect to listen. That is a nice facility.
My office is not unlike Bill's at the library. It's in a secret room and all.
Like we talked about with the Air movie, it's Big Red was just a convenience store until Roger Scott stepped in.
I'm gonna hug you.
It's not. Yeah. So now, do you guys rent out like space in the building for like meetings, corporate meetings, and things like that? You doing that?
We do have
really
some room.
Super nice.
Yeah, we do. We do have some room. If anybody's interested in having a meeting in the Bryant area, we can hold 100 people easy in our conference room. So.
Well, you have to. I mean, listen, again, you built all that, and that was prior to the selling all that. So now you got to use it. Let me ask you this: is there any talk around the pool or at Father's Day, where it may be, that your dad is the only state champion? No. Kylie,
that's right.
She's in golf.
It's Dad and Kylie.
So those are the only two state champions in the family. Your dad with Benton football 77. Kylie was golf. Obviously, even her husband, great golfer, Landon is, but he's not champ.
Not a champ.
He's not a champ. Those are the two state
There's
champs.
Champs and there's chumps, Roger.
That's exactly right. And you know who the champ and chump is on this show as well.
For those who don't know, too, I don't think you mentioned to Roger, Summerwood Sports. Where does the name Summerwood come from? What's the significance of that?
Yeah, it's I think we've told y'all or told some people this story before, but Dad Doug, my dad, people always ask him how did Doug get in the convenience store business, and he always says, "Well, we needed a job." And because they were with Harvest Foods when they went bankrupt, and they needed new jobs, so they started this business. And me and Dexter, that summer, my dad would drive us over to Doug's house that was in the neighborhood, Summerwood. The neighborhood was the name of the.
So that was the name of the not the street.
Okay. The street in the neighborhood.
Okay,
and,
name Summerwood.
And that was their office upstairs at Uncle Doug's house, the Blue House. Me and Dexter would play Nintendo downstairs, and they would go upstairs and start cooking up a new company. So
how about that?
Yeah,
it is. I'll just tell you this much: when you see this complex, it's just now getting started. You've got 2 gymnasiums that are built. You've got the corporate headquarters there, and you see the land. But the 2 gymnasiums are on the outside are super modern, cool looking.
Good job.
I mean, you walk in, you go, wow. Roger, when I was with you the other day, I was like, man, that looks the part. I don't think I've ever seen a gymnasium on the outside.
Right.
That's been a place where and so I can see a few more of those, and I could see it being like a Frisco, like
that's
the Star.
Yeah, it's really fun to see. Last week we had some team camps, and Dex was there, and We had who all did we have? Cabot was there, Farmington.
Yeah, Little Rock Christian had a lot of Central.
So
Arkansas
it's
fans.
really fun to see the parking lot full and just kids running up and down the court.
Oh, you bet.
That's when it really feels like it's come together.
And if that wasn't enough, I understand you guys are doing a podcast now. Do we have a name for it yet?
We think so. We're still batting around, but I think it's going to be the Summerwood Sports Podcast.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
So,
And it's you two.
It's us two.
So
right
which one
now.
is Roger? Which one is Basil? There.
That's a good question.
Which
We're
one is
still trying to
Justin
figure
Moore?
that out.
What's our shift? That's what
we should
wanna
have a
know.
lot to learn. We'd love to pick y'all's brains. 'Cause y'all know what you're doing.
Well,
We're
he's the
still-
guy. You got to do that. Between him and Representative R.J. Hawk, whom I understand is putting in a satellite office too, so that he can
That's
do
the
some of the
plan.
state work right there.
Well, Pat Bradley's looking for an office too.
There we go. There we go. Fill them up.
Can I tell you, really, honest, for a guy like Pat, if Pat was thinking about maybe coming back to Arkansas, to have a home base there next to that kind of facility
It's a
where you
no-brainer.
have
Yeah.
automatic, you right over there, you got camps.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so easy, and you got a lot of space in that building. Are you subletting that building or no? Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, but we do have room in our conference room if anybody wanted to have a
Invitation
meeting.
only, my
Invitation.
friend. Invitation
Get with
only.
Roger. He'll set it up.
I'll let you know. Absolutely. 661-1037. That's the number you call, and give me your number, and then we'll get back together on that.
But we are excited about it. Yeah, we're excited to start a podcast. We don't know what to do. But
Yeah.
We'd like to talk to Dexter's idea was to talk to coaches. We've
Yeah.
talked to Coach James and have some more people. Just have some fun with.
You're
it.
going to get him on there as well.
You just gotta dive in and do it.
Yeah.
Josh has one behind it. John
Yeah.
Neighbors has one. Justin Moore has a podcast, and
See, I had one, but it's just it's PUD. It's podcast. It's just
Yeah,
a
it's not a
podcast. It's not a
podcast.
podcast. It's a PUD.
Hey, give me a hole in the wall that you are.
There has to be some in
Is there
Saline
one
County.
somewhere in Saline
I'll throw out
County or
some good
Hotspur,
ones.
Garland County?
Yeah, man.
A hole in the wall. It means
I've heard of Three Sam's. My father-in-law's a
Three
big
Sam-
Three
yeah,
Sam's
yeah.
guy. So.
Good food, but the place doesn't look that nice. Most people, I don't know who wants to go in there, but you walk in there and it's really,
Yeah.
really good stuff. Nothing that comes to mind.
That's the one I can think of.
Dexter, you got
Man,
anyone?
we just wait. My mother-in-law had her birthday Saturday. We had it Doe's right down the street.
It's all on the wall.
Yeah.
It looks like a
Fantastic.
rundown, but the steaks are big and juicy and the
Well,
fries.
the first thing though, for holding when we first came out, the first thing when I said, "Well, what are the qualifications?" Bag goes, "Well, well drinks if they have. Why is it got to be the
No.
alcohol?"
This
But
area.
that doesn't have to be. Does the
No.
tablecloth have cigarette burns
Yes,
on that
yes,
on that
yes.
plastic picnic
Yes.
table?
The chick you may see that could have come from a school bus or
Oh,
whatever. You never know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, great to see you guys. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you
having
this
us.
Friday.
Absolutely. Thank
Excited
you.
to be there. Coming up next is Razorback Graffiti.
Oh, jeez.
Need to.
Did either one of y'all ever call that?
No, I do listen though. I like when your people from your past call it. Right?
They call it the shower. That one as well. Guys,
Right.
we look forward to seeing
Yes.
you this Friday. We'll be down broadcasting live from Summerwood Sports Complex. And we'll learn more about that. And I love the name of it. The complex is named after your grandmother. Your grandfather's name is on one of the streets. Your aunt's name is on one of the streets. I love that part of it. And we'll give tours as well while we're down there. And you'll bring us some guests. We'll talk more about that. And we'll talk about family market grocery stores as well. Yes?
Yes, sir. Sounds
All
good.
right, David Hendricks
Thank
Jr.,
you, guys.
Dexter Hendricks. Thanks, guys. All right, Razorback Graffiti's up next. Oh my goodness. That was Roger at the Mrs. Arkansas pageant over the weekend. Congratulations to all the folks in that. It is Monday, June 19th. It's time for Razorback Graffiti. I see the phone lines are ringing. And I do want to thank Dexter and David Hendricks for coming by today. Always good to see them. Getting obviously a lot of texts, Josh. It's impossible for you to know what the dive restaurants are, or the hole in the walls, rather, not dive bar.
I'm learning though.
Yeah, here's the original Grandpa's Catfish in North Little Rock. Heard a lot about that one. Here's one. Big Daddy's in Harrison is a good hole in the wall. CMB Grocery in Wabaseka. I think if you're in a grocery store, it's a hole in the wall to me. If you think about it,
I got one for you. Now that you mentioned that one, there's a store that you go by that RJ had us park at whenever we did our Thanksgiving Day parking. It's like going to the Village.
Yeah,
you got to go down Highway 5. It's a gas station. It maybe even be a deer processing place. I don't know, but it's a gas station, and I think they sell like sandwiches in there on white bread. and to me, that's a hole in the wall.
Yeah. If you heard, I think Roger mentioned the first hour.
Riverside. I think, is that what it is? Thank you.
We have a sponsorship open for our text line. It's been the Arkansas Bank and Trust text line for a long time. We appreciate them sponsoring, but now it is open. So if you wanted to get that, we mentioned obviously pretty much every day.
Tuesday trivia.
Yes, Tuesday trivia is also open. So just call 664-9410 and ask for our sales stuff if you're interested in that. All right, I think it is time for
got the graffiti. Here we go.
yes, it's time for Razorback Graffiti. Bring it today, boys and girls. Let's hear it.
You gotta bring it. Let's find it. He didn't have it up here, so I've got to find it for sure. So just stall one more time, will you?
Let's see here. I got it. Go ahead.
It's time for Razorback Graffiti, sponsored by Fence Brokers. Looking for fencing materials? Call Fence Brokers today at 501-847-8811. Now you know the drill. One sentence and one sentence only.
By the way, mistakenly left off a podcast that somebody's very high that we did not include.
And you know what? You never gave me any time to talk to mention it. So
you forgot it too. Yeah, from the short grass.
And it's a
Trey Shapp. He's doing
podcast.
A great job with this podcast.
He's doing a fantastic job.
Fantastic.
Could he have Eye of the Tiger music behind him? But that's not him. That's Trey Shapp. And he's got some fantastic guests. Even David and Hendrickson mentioned that he's got great guests. So we apologize for that, Trey.
All right, here we go. Roger, full call board.
You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
60% works every time.
Nice.
All right, we got John Mark. John Mark, good morning. One sentence only.
Formula to trigger Josh. Are you ready? A bracket, female, Republican.
What? No, well, you know what? He could do because he's a golfer.
Yes.
OJ's a golfer.
Yeah, yes.
But I think Shapp would want to do it via remote, though.
All right, Tony. One sentence only. 661-1037 is the number.
65th Street with holes in the wall.
Hey. Serve sides. What? Mike Tyson.
Oh, Lord.
Broken. And it's final.
Final.
Yeah, let's here's my buddy Bradley. Where's Bradley at? Is that here?
Oh, that's
Connor.
Hey guys, is that Big Red Sports Complex? Does it have a movie studio? I could do a commercial there, buddy.
You know, Connor, I need you.
Is that where he shot? It was in Saline County last time?
It was at the Benton when we did
wow.
that.
Dexter,
Coach
wait
Dexter,
to come back
and
prove everybody
come on,
wrong.
you know what? I need you, Connor. Let's do it, Bradley.
Woodry, if I drive my golf ball down the fairway, am I allowed to play it if it lands in some goose poop?
You Bradley, one of my favorites.
The Asian nail lady. Did we must have? Where are you calling from? One more time. Say that again. No, well, you call us.
No. Why you call me? You call me. Pick a come on.
Rogers, Sam needs to go to the Asian nail lady.
Yes, she does.
Let's-
Yes, she does.
let's go.
Hey, it's our buddy Justin Moore.
Hey, Rick Shaker and Sir Lancelot. Shit ring.
There you go. There you
won't
go.
you say that when he's here?
661-1037. Sandra Nichols. Eccles, rather.
Roger, he had a spinal back break too, but his was from taking a 1973 tug of war ass whipping.
Yes, Sandra, you sure did.
Woo!
Keeping it real, Stan.
I know y'all gonna look at me funny, but what y'all gonna do now?
Yes, little Stan.
The classic part to me. Hey, FCC.
FCC. Yes, go ahead.
Clarify that were mentioned on your show last week. 8 feet of heat and baby play.
8 feet of heat, baby play.
Baby play.
Yes.
I remember baby play. Bassel's French therapist.
Yeah, I wasn't too as worried about his song as I was getting cut by them thick ass toenails again.
661-1037 is the number. Hog fan, go ahead. What's this? Once in its only.
So we're getting a new sports bar.
A little bit in there. You did
Did I
have
do
a little bit.
Did the dad in?
No, today.
Oh, I didn't.
It just happened when they were. You did it to me when I was talking about stuff like 661-1037. It is the formerly known as the First Arkansas Bank and Trust text line. 661-1037. That's the phone number that you can.
Oh, look at here.
It's Mrs. Let's go to Mrs. Arkansas.
It sounds the
pageant.
same, right? It sounds the same.
It does. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Almost had to kick Roger out of the interview portion the other day until we realized he was talking about his song when he asked the new Mrs. Arkansas, quote, "Can you smell that?"
Hey, listen, all due respect when we talk to this, we're not going to make fun of any alcoholics. Coach, how are you? Coach Bob Huggins.
Hey, Josh, if I hear about you reporting on my firing, I'm going to have you fired. I already got your podcast.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
How about
Bob
that?
Huggins.
Coach is not. Oh, look.
Wow.
That may be the next president of the United States.
Governor
Ron
DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Here's the floor where choke goes to die.
I couldn't understand what he said.
Ron, I didn't understand.
Right.
Where choke goes to die?
Because Ron's thing is this Florida is where woke goes to die.
Right.
And so he's saying Rory will stop choking if they go to Florida because choke will die.
Still don't get it.
All right.
Hey, David, what are you doing?
David Basil calling the show. Good morning, David.
This weekend, I was taking a shower and slipped on my stinky slop.
Oh, great, David.
What? I remember this place. It's the Z Hotel. It used to be the motel.
Yes.
It's gone now. Hello,
Yes.
Z Hotel. Watch it.
Is it me again?
It's you again.
David Basil. David, good morning again.
Touche.
Right, guys.
I don't know.
661-1037. That is the phone number you can call and text us again.
Thanks to Fitz
throughout
Brokers
the
for
show.
sponsoring that silly bit that we do every week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Chris Walker. We're gonna see Chris Friday, huh?
We're going to see Chris Friday. He's going to be at the Sport Complex. I didn't know. I knew Chris was all about softball, but I did not know he was involved in the. We have to take these. I'm sorry. We just have to.
Two more to go.
We did. Nolan Richardson, go ahead.
You know, he
sounded like Nolan.
As he does the same thing. He repeats
What
himself.
gets me is that Nolan Richardson, whom we love, calls the show and does stand. Can you believe that? Last one, here he is, Double R, Randy Rainwater.
What do you think about 20?
Gosh,
Yeah,
I apologize.
what did Tommy say? One call too many.
Too many. Yeah, I blame Josh for that one. Good job, Josh. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Fence Brokers for putting that on.
Somebody says here as we get ready to go to break here, Salem Dairy Bar. I don't want to include any dairy bars in our hole in the walls. I think there's two different things.
Hold on. Can you sit? What about the one down on 70? You can
No.
sit inside. You can sit inside.
Yeah, I still
Can
think
you
it's,
sit inside
I still think
Salem?
it's, I think it's a dairy bar.
Bubba, you can
Yeah.
get a BLT at Salem.
I'm gonna say, but I think I want a little restaurant. I don't want to drive up. I want to hold the wall.
Do you that we got on Twitter?
Yep. Here's what I want first. I want you to know that you can't say that McClarge is too fancy and not give it. But if the Salem Dairy Bar has a place where you can go in and sit, not just outside, because we sat there, I'm qualifying it.
Yeah, I think I want it. I want it all inside. I don't want a dairy bar.
I heard you.
I think it almost dairy bar deserves to be amongst themselves. The dairy bars all are because bars
Even when you disagree with me.
dairy bars are holes in the wall. Some of them, yeah, they can certainly be that. And but they're
All right,
almost,
dairy bar, it is fine.
One of the great all times skits.
Yeah.
He's so good. And we saw the guy who wrote that the other day. Remember, he said it was the most proud thing he's ever wrote. I can't remember who.
I can't tell you the name of it. I can tell you what it was. He plays Better Call Saul, the guy who played Better Call Saul, but he was a great comedian with Bob Odenkirk. He and Chris Furler, did they say that was Second City that they were doing? They performed that multiple times every night for 7 years. Is that what he said?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say two things. Just, first of all, I want to say thank you to Zippy over at Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. He's been helping me out on a situation I'm having to deal with, and just great guy. Zippy's great.
Sure he is.
Chris Ender. And anyway, thank you, Chris, for helping that. Same thing with Bruce James. Thank you, Bruce, for helping.
I need to talk to Bruce James about what Bruce James does, and thank you to Zippy. Zippy's helping out my brother-in-law as well. My brother-in-law is looking for a vehicle.
Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Yes, in Sherwood.
The other thing, Roger, before we get the answers from our Twitter account for Best Hole in the Wall, guess what movie I watched this weekend?
I don't know. Let me get Flash.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Two of the greatest.
That was wrong.
Two of the greatest stars. This was at home. Two of the greatest stars ever. Two of the greatest actors ever of our generation.
Denzel Washington, Tom Hanks.
They are. I think I want to say it's the first time they'd ever been on screen together.
These are both men.
Yes.
Did you watch Heat?
I did.
How did I know that?
It was
because
I did.
That's your first time?
It is.
You know what? One of my favorite. We've seen.
It was 2 hours and 50 minutes. I thought it was.
Could the ending have been cut out?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it dragged it out a little bit.
The ending dragged it. You know what? One of my favorite scenes is because what smoke show that's in there? Kilmer's wife.
Is it Meg Ryan?
No.
No. Ashley Judd.
Is it Ashley Judd? He's at the balcony and she's looking at him and she gives him the sign on the hand. It's a no-go, and he's struggling like that. And then he gets.
But you should have not stopped. Keep going. Drop. It was so sad at the end.
No, De Niro.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. It was De Niro at the end. Excuse me. You're right.
That is,
why didn't he?
Yeah.
Val Kilmer and Heat more.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I like the other dude in there who's dead now.
He's in Tom.
He's awesome. He looks at that one guy when they beat Wangro's head in the bar because he.
Idiot.
He Sizemore leans over to any customers that are looking.
He did. What about the machete? Machete's in it. And he looks so, but he is so beat up.
Let me tell you this.
Oh my god!
And in that movie, doesn't he look like he's 6'4" or 5"? Don't you think he is?
Well,
but he's my size.
I know.
And what does he do? Here he is. He's on the ground. Here he is. Let me give
his
you.
Face is so messed up.
Trejo dead. This is his scene.
Yeah. That's I
watched Heat.
Can I tell you, I kept trying to figure out. I kept telling Jessica, I don't know who the bad guys left. I forgot about that dude. The movie gone so long, I forgot who said, "There's no."
Pacino's wife and his stepdaughter. That was a little bit.
I
didn't dig all that.
I do love the scene where the guy Ralph is there. He's like, "Sit down, Ralph."
Yeah.
And he makes Ralph, watch.
Yeah, it's my TV and that sort of thing. I'm taking my TV.
Oh, yeah,
but you sent me some. We do a lot of that IG stuff that we send clips. And one of those clips, so I want to know for sure. Because somebody had said that those two guys, that was the first time they'd been in that movie together.
I thought. Is that not right?
That they did, well, I agree, but they said that somebody told us that even the scene when they're sitting there in the restaurant,
they're not together.
I think so. I don't think. Yeah,
they are together.
Yeah,
people believe they're not, but they are.
I don't know why.
So I will say this: the scene, the shootout scene, sounds like a real life LA downtown. Jessica walked and said, "What is going on?"
It could have been
the firepower of those weapons they were shooting, and it looked like some of the scenes we've seen in downtown LA.
It was
loud.
So good. It's almost like when he runs out there. I won't give anything away. When he runs out on that, it's almost like the same character that you see in Private Ryan, where he's running back to get across the bridge.
I do like the respect they give each other, Pacino, and I love the scene where Pacino goes,
"Great guy,
he's been had." He goes, "You know what? How does he say? What's the line where he's in the big area down at the marina down at the deal, and they know that De Niro
been had.
He tricked him. I forget. He said, "You know." He looked at me. He said, What doesn't play here? What was it? Not a marina, but what was it called? The docks. Down the docks.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just
Great
too
guy
long. I thought it
flavor.
was just too long.
A little bit. The ending scene with those two confrontation. Yeah, I could have gone.
It also reminded me a little bit of Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze in because they were holding up banks. What was the Point Break? That it sort of reminded me of that because Pacino goes, I've broken up some of the best gangs around, and
Yeah. He went a little bit over on that one. And Samantha and I watched. Speaking of that one, we watched a show with the comedian. What's his name? What's the Italian guy?
Was that any good?
No,
it
it wasn't any good. No, it was. We laughed. She laughed a little bit. There's a couple of scenes, but it's almost like it's a stand up. But and then we watched Teal. Oh, very moving. Teal. Yeah, the movie Teal. You'll have to.
About the young man. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, about Emmett Till.
Yeah, Emmett Till. The other thing, so I noticed Jessica said something just randomly while we were watching. I was watching the movie. She came in as I was about 10 minutes left to go. She goes, it showed De Niro. Yeah. And she made comments. She goes, he's a good looking man. Should I be bothered by that? Should I go, wow, I'm glad I noticed that De Niro's a good looking dude. Or whatever. Do you say that in front of you? Do you say, wow, that's a hottie there in front of Sam?
Hell no. No. But she knows.
You don't?
She knows I will. But listen, but she'll I know.
Will she do it for you?
I know who when she's watching somebody turn it back or do this and that. So listen,
will she say it?
If you liked him in that one, Jess, go to Midnight Run. I thought he was a good-looking dude in Midnight Run as well. Which, listen, Pierce Brosnan, she's all over Pierce. She'll look at some of these guys. Did you hear what was going on with Fabio lately because of that?
No.
He's tired of all these little mushy guys on the books now. He wants more hunks on books again. He's just going. But yeah, she'll do that. I might throw something out inadvertently, make a noise out loud when there's a chick on, and she'll look at me and I go, I'm sorry, it was gas.
I sort of feel like too, Pacino, all the Pacino roles sound alike. I mean, whoop, doing the devil. He's the devil.
You're right.
Well, when you play the devil, what did he say? What did he say? Ego's mine. I kept saying him. I hear the same character.
That same guy.
Is that wrong?
Let me tell you. Here's the thing. Between him and De Niro, 79 years old, and for them to have kids, you know what? It made me think even more so. What are you doing? We talk about children with fatherless homes. We talk about children with fatherless homes all the time. Yeah. And these two numb having children at that. For what? You're going to have sex all you want. You don't have children. They're not going to be there, you rats.
Yeah, that's...
it just infuriates me.
All right.
Maybe because I saw their wives out a little bit. Jackasses.
You acted like you had no idea what that was.
I'm trying to remember what scene in the movie that
It's
was.
when he goes and visits the dude who has the chop shop. He was going to the guy in the chop shop, and he's like, "Why are you coming up here, Vincent?" And he's like, "You gotta give me some information, or else I'll bust you."
Can you guys not have a conversation after the music?
I knew Roger would love the combination of Al Pacino plus Boogie Shoes was right up his alley.
I can't hear you. Hold on a second.
All right, have your conversation.
The clip now. I can't. Who was the character that he was doing that to?
The black dude. He was chop shop.
Do you remember? Was it?
I didn't know color.
I didn't see color.
Yeah, I remember the scene, but I can't remember if it was a notable character or not.
No, not really. It's his brother who tells him who Tom Sizemore's character is. That's how they get a lead on the group.
I tell you what, that bad guy at the end of we're talking about Heat, and I could not think. I kept thinking, who's left? I forgot about what's his name, the guy that kills at the end.
The guy who had the bearer bonds.
Waingro. I forgot about Waingro.
I had him do Waingro when I met him at the shortest parade a couple years ago.
You met Waingro?
Oh, when he went
Trejo.
What did he say?
You think you met Waingro.
I remember you talking to him on the street. Waingro.
Insane.
Yeah, I'm glad now I've seen that. It's
It's
now.
a guy show. It's a guy
I don't
show.
rank it above a Shawshank Redemption. I don't rank it ahead of that. I don't rank it ahead of Roadhouse. It's a good flick.
You don't rank Heat ahead of Roadhouse?
No, Roadhouse is 10 times better.
Okay.
I would watch Roadhouse 1,000 times before
Roger,
I
help
watch
us, man.
Heat again.
Well, the only thing that would make Roadhouse any better is if Denzel played Dalton to me, and if Denzel was in Heat. But to have those two guys the first time in their career be on screen with each other is wild. When you what has Pesci and Pacino ever been in a role together?
Yeah, I would think
Pesci's my number one guy.
Isn't it?
Not Pacino.
No, De Niro's Casino.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
I'm thinking-
right.
I don't know if
I get those two
Pacino
mixed up.
I know you do.
Trey Shepp joins us in the studio.
Trey.
Trey's
What's up?
very offended that we
How
did
are
not
you?
include him on the podcast
Should be.
last earlier.
Oh, you're good.
We
Shut me down,
apologize.
Trey.
You're good.
You number one rated podcast in Arkansas.
I don't know about that.
I think you may be.
It'd be
Where
nice.
you and John Neighbors? Where
It'd
do you
be
rank up
nice.
with John Neighbors?
John's good.
Yeah. John's good.
Let me tell you something. I've listened to John, and I've listened to. I think I've listened to Josh and that sort of thing. I don't know if whoever. Obviously, Trey. I mean, I don't know if I'm biased or not because you're my coach, but you have a nationwide quality podcast because you're guests. I mean that helps propel it. But golf. But you have you went from Roberto Rogerio, and you had Buck James. Come on.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, I'm just telling you,
he's raised his game. He's got
Hey,
pull holds.
Baz gave me a little talk to one day. He said, "Hey, you gotta
Yeah,
come with some heavy hitters."
And he did it now. He's now establishing himself. When you start throwing, you've got Smoltz, Pujols,
Greg Maddux, Annika Sorenstam,
and then
Tony Romo,
Pollock. Yeah,
David Pollock.
Let me ask you this: would you use it? Because I listened to some folks out of Cali. By the way, happy birthday, LL Cool J. When you talk to Maddox, do you ask him or do you hear anybody's name that he might mention, then go after them and to try to get some other names by going, I talked with Greg Maddox on my blah, blah show and he mentioned you and all. Do you use that to help?
Sometimes. Yeah, but the Smoltz, Pujols, Maddox, and Sorensen, they were all at the same event.
That was smart. That was smart.
And
on your
John
part to
Lester
do.
as
Yeah,
well,
that
and
was
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, well, spot that where he did his song on Dances with the Stars, and if you don't smile at him doing that when he's dancing on that, when he does to Tom Jones, it's incredible. But I know
Really
guys
cool.
now with the sports guys, they're more apt to know what a podcast is. Now back when podcast started, it was called internet radio. And now you've got this that you can do. We even have podcasts of our shows. We call it podcast after our show is going. But that's not what a podcast is if that's all you do. And that's all you do is that. And you do it well. But some of them won't do it. Actors in them won't do it. They want to look at your guest list to see who's done this. Am I listening to a PUD or something like that?
They want to do that, and some of them are worried because mine is strictly audio. there's no video
Right on
mine. And you see some like the Steam Room podcast that Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley do during the NBA season. It's also video as well. And I've just decided that it's going to be strictly audio. I like it that way.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes. You're in, you're out. And, if you're on a drive, you can pretty much figure out, okay, if it's going to take me 2.5 hours to get there, okay, well, I can go through 5 episodes.
That's right. Well, talk to us about the U.S. Open this weekend. The first thing I thought was, there's nobody there. I was like, where's everybody at?
That was a little concerning.
Is that because it was in L.A.? Is that the deal?
What I heard is that Los Angeles Country Club bought up a lot of the tickets.
I'd read that too.
And then you have your corporate tickets that they have to give out, and that there weren't many for the general admission. There were not many general admission tickets.
Wow.
And it might be because LACC is a very, very exclusive and private club, and they didn't want a lot of it showed off.
Equal to or close to like Augusta kind of exclusive.
Yes. And some say it's more difficult to get on LACC than it is to get on Augusta.
Yeah, I remember, Roger, I don't know if you mentioned it. The third day, it's Ricky Fowler walking up. There's nobody in those.
Well,
there's
and
nobody there.
Part of it, David, is because of the course and how the routing was. Because the 18th green is right there next to 10 tee box and 9 green. I mean, you have 10 tee box in between the 9th and 18th green. So there's not really a whole lot of room to put a grandstand.
Yeah.
And they also wanted to show off the clubhouse as well behind the green.
Yeah.
So you don't build a grandstand there. So the question was, okay, where do you build it? It's a lot different than like a Southern Hills where you can put a grandstand behind there. Pinehurst, where it's going to be next year, will have the big grandstands and everything. In fact, I did hear you talking. It is going back to LA. 2039, LACC will host the U.S. Open.
Got a little time for you to get to that.
Got a little time to get there, but the
great Riverfront Wyndham Clark wins the deal.
Shot even par yesterday, which on that golf course on Sunday they tried to really trick it up, and I thought he played well. Settled, didn't get rattled when he made a bad shot on, I believe it was 8, the par 5, where he kind of hit and he went right underneath the golf ball. Rory said that if he could have birdied 8, he would have liked to have had that hole back. So
I feel sorry. Happy with
Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, is he ever going to win one?
He's close now, and hey, he's got a chance at Hoylake coming up in July for the British.
Is
Open.
he the lefty of this generation? That they keep asking that question, will he ever win one?
I guess so, because he got this close. I mean, last year, Roger, he sat at the country club in Brookline. He was the first alternate. He sat on the range all day Thursday, and no one ever WD'd. Withdrew is what that's called. So where he could get in.
That's for the listeners.
That's for the listeners, not you. I
Thank
know,
you.
and that's for Baz as well.
Thank you.
But the fact that he didn't get in last year, and then to see where he was this year, leading after every round, going into the final group, tied for the lead on Sunday, and just not able to get it
Shot
done.
75.
5 over par.
I heard something yesterday on that. Maybe it was the par 3, and help me out on this one, because I never do it. Maybe I'll start doing it, but you do this because you're a quote professional for me. You know what I mean? I mean, you're a pro. Is on a par 3 for sake of argument, not using a tee. Why did I hear correctly that the tee gives it loft, even if you put it down very low? Why would you not use a tee on a par 3 or whatever a short enough of a hole would be that you wouldn't use a tee?
There have been different times when I've done that, and when a short
done what used a
tee and not a short par 3, the tee in the ground, in my mind, affects the bounce of the club, and so the bounce of the club is what you use on your wedge game, and your wedges, certain
and that's what you're using
degrees
on a par
of
3.
bounce. And so, well, it depends on how long the par 3 is, because they had a par 3 that was 295 yards, so you're probably gonna be hitting a 3
That's a 4
wood
for me.
or a driver or something on it.
I'm going to use
But
a
then
tee then.
Right.
I'm talking about
definitely
using
use
a
tee
wedge.
there.
I'm talking about
But
using one of
then,
the irons.
right, on number 15
That's
on
one.
Saturday, the hole was playing like 81 yards, and so that's a 60-degree loft, and you don't want to have the ball
Yeah,
sitting
idiot.
on a tee.
Come on,
You wanna
Roger.
hit
He's right.
down
You're
on
right,
it,
Bass. I'm sorry.
And so it would affect the bounce of the club.
So the
I could
bounce of the
see-
club, not the loft of the ball.
No.
Are you gonna? Well, you're gonna use it.
I mean, if
I
it
use the
depends on-
longest tees because I could
Right.
whiff it easy. I use the
Right.
longest tees ever. But on a par 3 on what is it at Baz's golf course?
Lotion?
Is it 15, 16, 17? It may be 15 on
Red
Rebsman.
cement?
Number 3. Is it 3?
16's a par 3.
16's a par 3. 16's a par 3.
Yeah.
16, 17.
Fif-
Okay, 16 it is. Thank you. I'll even use a tee there.
Yeah.
But only because I'm not as proficient as I want to be with my irons, obviously.
And a tee can help you if you're not a let's say a little bit over scratch golfer, and you struggle getting the ball into the air. A tee can help you get the ball into the air.
Have you seen that clip of I don't know who the golfer is? Is it one of the better golfers watching Tiger in the warm up, and he doesn't have any divots?
No, it was Scotty Scheffler.
Scheffler. Have you seen this, Roger? Josh, have you seen it?
Yes.
So what he does, Roger, he gets up there and he's practicing, and so Scheffler leans over and goes, "Where are your divots?" He goes, I don't do divots. He goes,
when I'm flushing it.
He goes, How long have you not been doing this? So I never do divots.
Really?
So does that mean he never does a divot?
No, he does. But what he was playing with Scheffler is what he was doing.
Okay.
He is that good when Tiger's on and when he's healthy. He is that good to where he can just pick it if he needed to off the ground every time.
cow.
Oh yeah.
But is that? I mean,
I've got a quick funny story. Nike was testing.
I'll tell you if it's funny.
Okay. It's kind of about how Tiger Woods knew everything. Nike was testing out a new driver head and drivers, and they took them to Tiger and they said, okay, we've got A, B, C, D, and E. They're all identical. Go to the range and swing them and tell us which one you think is the best. And he walks back over to the guy after hitting them for about 5 minutes. He goes, E's heavier. He goes, Tiger, it can't be. They're all identical. He goes, E's heavier. Put it on the weight. It was like 3 grams heavier than the other 4.
You could tell.
That's how much Tiger Wood could tell a difference.
Yeah, I wish he was playing better.
Oh gosh.
Trey Shapp from the Short Grass. Give me Trey Shapp's favorite hole in the wall restaurant in Arkansas. Is when it comes to
Well,
mind.
you told me that Buffalo Grill is not considered
I
a
think
hole
that's
in the
too
wall.
nice.
You know what he's gonna
I
say?
think it's too nice.
You know what he's gonna say? LR Country Club.
That's great.
Can we get
Yeah,
some
y'all
of these-
been up there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all been up to Little Rock. You went
I
up to
have,
Little
yes.
Rock Country
That's
Club.
not a hole in the wall.
Why'd you wear a hat in there?
Well, I didn't know you could.
Poorly. I would say Craig's Barbecue.
Okay,
over in Duval's
we've
Bluff.
had that list. Listen, that's a double thing. That gets 2 checks, Roger. That gets one of the oldest restaurants in Arkansas,
Yes.
one of the best barbecue restaurants.
But I've
in Arkansas,
also
and
heard
one
of
the-
Three Sam's, and I've been there, and I like
Hole-
it.
hole in
Where's
the wall?
3 Sam's?
3 Sam's is in Mapleville, right across the railroad tracks. If you go there, you eat.
Tommy's been talking about that forever too.
More times than not, a train's
I
got to
don't
come
know.
by.
We gotta-
It
we
feels
gotta do
like it's
that.
going through the building.
Josh, give us the ones you have from the Twitter poll.
Yeah, so our poll question was, what is your favorite hole-in-the-wall restaurant in the Little Rock area? 3 Sam's, David's on South Broadway. Stop me when you guys don't think it's a hole in the
Okay.
wall. Sandy's no longer in business, I think, unfortunately.
Sandy's to me was not Alasses. What's it called? Not molasses. Alasses. And Sandy's to me, again, as much as you hear about, I was not blown away by that. No disregard, no disrespect. And you talk about an old house.
What about the box? Have you been to the box?
The box would have been
the old man
That's
box.
what I said
That's what-
earlier.
that was the
Oh,
next
Maine.
one, Trey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I said the bandbox earlier.
So
That
now
would have been.
Bobby's Country Cooking.
Bobby's Country Cooking out. That's not a hole in the wall.
They said that this person says nowadays. This person said
Where it is
bandbox
now,
Where it is now,
is
yeah, no.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
because it's in a strip mall.
Yeah.
Even though it was
See,
before
So if it's in a strip ball, you're not a hole in the wall. To
before
me.
the shooting,
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
You
where
got to
it
be
was.
like a standalone building.
I think so
that's-
too.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I
Where
think
when
for
you
the most
walk
part.
in, the grease just drops. from
Well,
the ceiling.
Bobby's almost come across to me like they may have been in a bigger store front, but they started quartering off those storefronts and made it just
But
enough. for the-
Bobby's chocolate pie there is good.
Well,
What?
the fried chicken.
Oh yeah.
Lassie's
Lasses, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
not blown away.
K Hall and Sons.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that several times.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, they're the ones. That's who. You know who do this? That's who Muskie used for his event this weekend.
No,
Cal. That's what we mentioned. the other
Cream
day.
Castle on the way to Hot Springs.
No, that's a dairy bar. Doesn't qualify.
Okay.
Rosie's Pot and Kettle.
Rosie's, yes, up by the airport.
That's the second Rosie's I've
Yes,
seen.
Rosie's
Never
Pot
heard of
and
it.
Kettle.
east of 30.
Do they have diet meals? If you have yogurt or tofu,
I don't think they
you're
do.
out.
No, they don't.
Okay.
No.
Gravel parking lot at some point. You got to have.
you park across the street in an open field.
Or if you have, or if you go, we have extra parking in the back. If
Yes.
you have okay.
Parking in the rear.
We're talking about that.
Crazy's Cafe on Cantrell.
No, don't know it.
No, that's too nice.
You know what?
It's nice. I know where that's at. It's a little too nice.
That's right. Cantrell's too nice of a street.
Town Pump.
So now see Town Pump.
Yeah.
Even though it's a nice.
Is that a Princey spoon or is that a hole in the wall?
That's a hole in the wall.
It's a hole in the
It's a
wall.
hole
It's
in the
small.
wall.
It's got screened in front.
Yeah.
You got whiskey?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
karaoke
You're
on
in.
Fridays and wing deals on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
That's a hole
They
in the
get
wall.
they get good food though. You know who owns that.
That is a hole in the wall.
All right. Craig's Barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flying Fish.
No.
Oh Lord, no.
Can't be
Flying
Flying
Fish
Fish
is
either.
nice.
You know what?
Too
Thanks
nice.
to the owners of the Flying Fish, they just sent that one. They got their mention. I've not eaten there.
Crazies, and then somebody said HB's Barbecue by far.
Remember HB still open?
Yeah, a lot of people in HB's. Yeah,
I mentioned.
yeah.
Well, and the other
Y'all going to
Sims.
put this on the Summer of Adventure?
Somebody,
We
well, you
might.
just did one Sims. Sims. Somebody said Sims on
Yeah.
Geyer Springs. Is that where that one is? Now the
Well-
Sims on John Barrow. But when I think of the whole, I'm thinking it's even offset somewhere else. And John Barrow maybe 20 years ago was up the Sims. You just can't beat Sims.
If you go 20-mile radius of the station, I would say if you can't have Buffalo Grill, because that's one of my favorites.
You
but
can't have
I would,
Buffalo Grill.
Okay, I would say
because they don't
three-
have. I
three
want.
Sam's.
I want cigarette burns in the
I've
plastic.
heard a lot about Three Sam's. Here's another one for Rosie's. I just one that says Wagon Wheel, Greenbrier, cash only. I love the cash only.
Cash only. Is good. You know what? We've eaten there. Tommy and I've eaten there before. It's on.
I think
you'll miss it if you don't know where
is
it
that on
is.
the parallel highway.
If when you're headed to Greenbrier, yes, it's on the it's on the right. I'm going to throw out a name to you, and your first response is going to help me on
Okay.
this one. McClarg's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? Why wouldn't it be, Trey? If you didn't do it, why?
It's too clean.
It's too famous.
Yeah.
It's too famous.
Well, I
is
don't
what
know
you're
that
doing.
it's too famous. I
Is
just
that-
think it's probably
No. I'm saying it is. He's saying because it's too famous.
It's nice.
It's cinder
too-
block.
I know, but it's
Look
a
at-
really nice, well
It
kept.
could
really
have a
clean.
grease fire.
Here's one that says Terry from the 501 in Conway said they actually and I've had several of them they actually have a restaurant called the Hole in the Wall in Conway.
I remember when that opened
Yes.
up. We did a show there.
with Stobies.
We did a show there.
Stobies.
Stobies
No,
was
Stobies
work.
too nice.
He might say
Stobies too
Stobies
nice.
is too nice.
Too nice.
You know, and that's all great compliments. If Stobies would like to own the text line, we did a show there.
I just blank.
I guarantee you we did.
I
here's
think
one that-
y'all did. That's right.
Jose's and Atkins best hole in the wall. Jose's and
Okay, I'll
Atkins.
give you a hole in
Yeah,
the wall.
this is great. Listen to this. Any livestock auction that has a cafe is usually the best restaurant in town.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Oh, you were talking a couple of weeks ago about the White House down in Camden.
Yeah. Now I think
That is a hole in the
is
wall.
it. Is it not?
Yes.
Is it not nice? It's been
It's
around
a
100
hole
years.
in-
Okay.
The
okay.
nice restaurant.
It's a hole in the wall. Okay.
Yes,
I love
a hole in the wall.
Roger. We've got to do that.
Well, right.
Parking in front of it on the street. Yes.
All right, gravel, extra parking across the street. Here's one for you, and I know we haven't mentioned it. Tommy and I went there. I think it'd be a hole in the wall. Two of them. One's in existence still. That's Tish's in Heber. I'll say hole in the wall. That's a place just like
I
the
remember
burger
we
place.
used to get food from them. I don't remember
Who was
what it
our
was
buddy
called.
from Simmons that passed? Robert.
Yeah,
Robert Deal.
Yeah, Robert Deal brought us. What was the name?
Snow
of it?
White.
Wouldn't that be a hole in the
Yes,
wall?
probably
All
so.
right,
Yeah,
but
in Pine Bluff.
but it's also historic.
Yep.
Here's
Grease fire.
Mm.
Same thing.
Here's one that says Gus's Fried Chicken. Now, see, the Gus's Fried Chicken in Memphis might be. The Gus's Fried Chicken here is
Not
down at the
here.
River Market.
Yeah, no.
How about Bobby Tucker food truck? Hole in the wall?
No, the food truck's not a hole in the wall.
No
Food
food
truck, they don't get to do that. one. What about Cheryl's Diner in Cabot? Bobby D's on 65th Street. Uncle T's. Let's see here.
And that Riverside
yeah.
is one of them that I mentioned to you. I think that's a place that's on the bend as you're going down 5.
Here's what it says. Golf question for Trey. Any chance Little Rock Parks and Rec could transform a portion of War Memorial into
Oh
a
my
pitch and
gosh.
putt
Wouldn't
course?
that be something?
Well,
yeah, they could, but it would take some money. It would take some work. And I mean, the mayor, shut down War Memorial, and they have done nothing. with it.
I know.
What's going on?
I don't know what's happening.
I mean, they're going to use it on September the 2nd to park cars on it for the Razorback game, but
yeah. I mean, there's plenty of space that they can use that over there. They just don't know what
they could do something.
Yeah. Have you been by and seen the driving place that everybody loves so much, Top Golf? Have you seen that on? Have you seen that Roger driving down 430? I guess you pass it every day, don't you? Going home.
Me?
Or do you go 30 or you go 430? You don't go 430. You go 30 from here.
Well, I take 430, 630, 430.
If you go 430, you pass it every day.
I didn't know what that was going to be. I thought it was going to be another Landers. Hell, I didn't know. That's going to be Top Golf?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Todd says
it's nice.
Todd says Gadwalls in Sherwood. You know, Gadwalls, the same person who owns Gadwalls owns the
intern Graham approved.
Is that town?
Gadwalls.
But you know what? I've been in Gadwalls. It's almost, I don't know if it's a hole in the wall. Is it almost too nice to be a hole in the wall? I don't know.
Josh, do you eat hole in the wall food?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now. I think Capital Smokehouse and Grill could be a hole in the wall.
It could, because it's been different. It's been different restaurants.
nice,
when you
though.
walk in there, it's
when before they were Capital and they were what Wally knows, was it Lucky 7 or something like that, which was a spot in the Buford Pusser movie, I think. That was a lucky spot.
That's a hole in the wall, Roger. I agree with you.
I think Capital Smokehouse and Grill could be a hole in the wall.
It's on the nice side of that. On the nice side
Charles,
of that,
what are you talking about?
Hey guys, I don't think y'all talked about this one. It's in Northeast Arkansas, and I pride myself on when I go out of town being able to find the hole in the walls. I love them. If you leave Jonesboro like you're going to Pocahontas Walnut Ridge, and when you get to the Pocahontas Walnut Ridge, keep going straight. There is a place on the left side of the road that's called Herd, Herds, and it looks more like a fruit and vegetable stand. And you go in, and it's kind of like they got canned goods and fruit picked from the farm, fruit and vegetables picked from vegetables picked from the farms. And you'll see cans of ravioli that have probably been on the shelves for a couple of years. And they make sandwiches, bologna sandwiches, and all that good stuff. But they also grind up 50 pounds of ground beef meat fresh every day.
Wow!
And the burgers are incredible. They come out, they're that kind of crisp around the edge.
Yep, I like that.
So much flavor. And the client that took me there, he's from Walnut Ridge, and I said, I've been trying to duplicate these at home with my cast iron skillet. I just can't get the flavor. And he goes, well, Preston, that grill probably hadn't been cleaned in 40 years.
Yeah, that's we like
That's
that.
a hole in
yes.
the wall.
Well, and that's I like it. Thanks for the call there, Charles. The other thing I like, even though sometimes you can order from a food service, you can order sort of just regular stuff. I like when you do something extra to make it special. You make it your own with the way your burgers or the way you prep it, all those kind of things.
I'll tell you this real quick: if you ever get to Monroe, Louisiana, Big Mama's. That is a hole in the wall, and it is extremely good.
I love it when you find a good hole in the wall. Here's
Yes.
one, Ozark Cafe on Highway 250 north of Clarksville. 270 Grill in Poen. 270. Now, Roger, that might be the place that we ate in there that day. 270 Grill.
When y'all signed Justin Moore up.
Here's one, Crispy House.
Wait a minute. Back up just a second, please. Where would that have been, Bob?
Just on the main drag there, right by the right.
There's
only one place.
Was that the Whippet?
No, Whippet's down a little bit further,
Where
but
did
there's only one grill that's got to be that. It's called the 270 Grill. But
We ate there?
Yeah, it was years ago though. I've eaten there in there since. Here's what it says: Crispy House in Mountain View, hole in the wall. Stobies in Russellville, gravel parking lot, and you can eat no.
Would you go Stobies Conway? Because if you didn't go Stobies
Stobies
Conway,
Conway's too nice.
then you can't do Stobies Russellville.
Stobies Russellville. They're the ones that brought
I
breakfast
know.
for
I
you
haven't
last
seen what
week.
Stobies Russellville looks like. Snow White obviously is no longer open. So
Snow White's no longer
and I tell you, a great one that I love is Doe's. I think Doe's is a great example of one that you walk in and it looks like they hadn't done anything new the way it looks for
I would
30
agree with
years, and and the outside looks like like Roger said, it could go up in a flame.
Yeah, grease fire, but
but it's great. It's great greasy food too. It's outstanding.
Here is your daughter, Arden is sending me. What about Hot Springs Country Club? Country Club.
Yeah, she sure sent you that.
You
Didn't
know,
she?
here's this other one, Roger, that we did a show with back with Tommy back in the day. Remember, I got the Monkey Burger.
It was
call?
the best burger. Monkey Burger out by the airport,
Yeah.
College Station.
Everybody still open?
It, it is. I don't know if it's still open, but it was good.
Well, the
Remember that?
the burger was as big as one of those
huge
spare tires, not a real
Yes.
spare tire.
Yeah, but everybody gotta have a Monkey Burger.
You
Gotta
know,
have a
how come,
Monkey
you know what?
Burger.
Steve Jenkins should have told us about that because he's out that way, right?
Yeah. You know, back in the day, back in the old times, 15 years ago, people used to bring food to the
Are
station.
those old times?
They don't do it anymore. No, nobody wants to bring any food.
Well, that's
anymore.
because you told them you were
missed-
on a diet.
Josh, you missed out.
Not for us. The intern gets to eat good. I hear about rock and roll sushi comes in. Joe Klein brings
That's
food.
true.
Joe
Nobody
Klein
wants,
doesn't-
nobody wants to get up early. Nobody wants to get up early.
Nobody
to feed
wants- you know
us.
what? Joe, smoking in style down in Hot Springs. He'd bring his food if we could. I've tried to get Capital Smokehouse, who's sponsored.
And they're sponsored. They don't come in. Joe don't come and bring us food.
Here's Donnie. Raw. Yeah, raw.
Yeah, no,
That's all I'm getting. You bring. Listen, let me ask you this, Bass. Do you
You
have
don't,
to
you,
have?
you don't even eat it anyway. So what are you talking about? You don't even. I'm the only one who eats. Well, I'm the one who's stuck eating it, which is fine.
What does that say about me? That says what a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
He's trying to get
He wants-
food up.
Man,
I'm trying to bring him up.
You need to take part in it as well.
I like. Can you read my mind yet?
No.
All right, fine. Give me just. There's another one. I
the,
cannot believe you sometimes.
well,
But
Trey-
we would eat cold food.
Trey,
Yeah.
where can people find your podcast?
Go to 1037thebuzz.com, the website. It's there.
Who you got this week? Who you got
this
this week?
week is Petey King.
Petey King, Harry King's son.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh!
Former-
Is he still in Memphis?
No.
Does he? Oh, BB.
Yeah, that's BB King.
Yeah, BB's
Petey
gone.
King played for the Arkansas Razorbacks, was a roommate with John Daly. So
Okay.
there's some interesting talk in the conversation with him. And then next week is Keith Carter, the athletic director at Ole Miss.
Oh.
And then the week after that,
I can't wait.
John Lester,
I thought you were gonna go
three-time
John
World Series champion.
Daly. Did you do him?
I was.
Not
I
yet.
want to tell Justin Moore. Hey, you don't want to miss.
Are you gonna whisper
Trey's
it to him like
podcast
this?
next weekend? It's AD of Ole Miss.
He'll probably talk down about it. Like, what the heck?
Thanks to Chris. Donnie's listening. Hi, Donnie. Over at the Smokehouse. Did you say anything about Brian Morris wants to know? Did you say something about Rory's whiff? Because if he doesn't whiff, he's in the playoff.
Well,
Is that right?
yeah, on 18,
There
the
you go,
18th hole, he went underneath the golf ball. Yes, and I believe I can't remember what day that was. It might have been Friday. But yeah, if he doesn't whiff, or it might have been Saturday. If he doesn't whiff, he's in a playoff. There are a lot of what ifs.
That's
when
right.
it comes to 72 holes of golf.
Last thing, Chris Walker Frontier Diner. I'd say yeah.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one
Is that
by the,
still
is it the
open?
one by the airport?
No, that's the
No.
one off of 30,
Off-
maybe.
Yep.
Where is that? Is
The
that
truck ran through it. Remember?
Yeah,
Channel 7 did a
that's
story
a while back.
While back, a truck ran right through it.
Tommy and Big Dave did a remote there time or two. It's on 30 if you're
It's
going
on the right side
westbound.
if you're heading
Where is
west.
it? By
It's
the
before-
highway department.
It's
Yes.
yeah, it's before
Thank you,
baseline.
Chris Walker.
Have I not eaten there before?
I don't think you have.
I've heard of Frontier Diner. I thought there was more than one. Is it always been?
No, you're probably thinking about a hotel that you did something.
And then one hole in the wall that y'all that Tommy liked was Bobby's in Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
There was a
Yeah, that
place out
that was
there.
like a burger place, right?
Big tip of the hat to everybody who's got one of these restaurants. We appreciate you. Love
absolutely.
the fact that
Love
you
a greasy burger.
It's not the fanciest place in the world, but you take care of your customers. Your customers love you. They love the groups. They love the way the place looks. Doesn't matter that it's old or maybe run down. a
And
little
you don't
bit.
necessarily have to do any advertising with us because things are going just fine and dandy for you. And sometimes, maybe it's just out of your range to be able to buy some advertising on this show. Maybe later you can try to do something like that if you want to. But just know for the fact that our listeners eat at your places.
I'm thinking of Homer's.
That's airport.
Yeah, that's not Frontier Diner. That's when I keep getting mixed up.
There used to be one.
Homer's East.
Yeah, well, that's by the airport. You're
That's
talking
one by the
the
airport.
second one, the offshoot. Is it still up there?
On Rodney Parham?
Where
No, it's
Bill
on
Vicker
out.
used to have his place.
They changed.
It's
That's
on
right.
out, yeah.
The old
Yes, the old Frankie's.
Yeah, they're making
Homer's
a
Kitchen.
mint. out there.
Really?
Yeah,
Awesome.
Well,
making a
good for
mint out
them.
there.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good for them.
All right, Trey,
But they're in a shopping center,
Yeah.
so they can't be a
no,
hole in the
hold on,
wall.
it's not. No,
when,
it's
when, is
not.
he, when are you going to get him on your show?
soon.
No, I'm not
You
worthy.
have to.
I'm not worthy.
Do they have to be all? Do they all have to have? They're all going. Everybody you have on there's got a golf game.
Not everybody.
Well, tell me somebody that didn't play golf.
Chris Curry.
All right, you can throw that out.
All right, 9:34. Thanks,
Thanks, Trey.
All right, guys.
We love. Thank you, Arden, for calling in.
Woo! Man, how good is that?
How about was that?
How
huh?
good is that? All right,
what's
Josh.
today.
What is it? Josh, here we go. Recognize this song? Graham, you can help too.
Oh, okay. I just looked at the thing.
Singing old. That's Flat and
folks
Scruggs.
said, Jed,
Move away from there.
They said California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly.
It's his birthday today.
Four quad.
Died back in 79.
Is that Scruggs? Scruggs was the other one. Isn't it?
I don't know which was
This
which.
is flat- I
Isn't
think
the story
flat
they
singing.
struck oil
Flat
and they moved
singing.
to California?
That's it. This little locality. Another birthday I wanted to mention. Felicia Rashad. Who is that, Raj?
Felicia Rashad is Creed's mother in the movie Creed's. Also,
Is that
probably
right?
better. She was also Mrs., if not still, Ahmad Rashad's wife.
Yes.
Probably better known as at one time America's TV dad on the Cosby Show.
That's exactly right. Roger, and I'll go to Josh on this or Graham. Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana.
So give me,
You know who I thought
give me
she
three
was?
giant movies she's in right
I'm gonna
now.
tell you
Three
what,
giant movies that
When
are
I
making
first-
billions.
When I first saw her
Go.
in this movie, I thought she was Jade Pinkett. I thought she looked
Yep.
amazingly like her, but it's the Galaxy of the
Guardians of
Galaxy.
the Galaxy.
That's
Yeah,
one.
He was in Star
That's the
Trek.
ones I think.
That's
of.
right.
She's
Yeah.
Star Trek.
There's another one.
Whoa, she played Uhura.
Star
in
Trek.
Is that
Star
what she
Trek,
was?
and then
She
one
has
more.
to be. Is that typecasted because she's a black female that I put her in as
No.
Uhura?
Don't blurt, Josh. Let Roger get this one. So Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Star Trek, and what else was she in?
I don't know. I have no
Monster. There's been two of them made. Monster movie. Probably the one of them is the highest grossing movie of all time.
Titanic?
No, bigger than that.
Well, I went ta, and then you said
No,
yes.
I
You
thought
thought I
you,
was
I,
over.
I thought you were going to give me the right answer.
So just at the ta is
Yeah.
ta. Isn't it? Isn't it? It's a ta.
It starts with the letter A.
Hey, oh, got it. Got it. It said blue people.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Avatar.
That's it.
She. I mean, think of that. Think of the money that she's been at the movies. Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wasn't she wearing paint in the Guardians of the Galaxy too?
Yeah, yeah.
What
She
color
was. She was
there?
painted
Green.
the.
She was
yeah.
green, not blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no, she's green in
I thought Avatar
in
she was
Star
blue.
Trek. She's green.
how about
She's
that,
green in Star
Raj?
Trek. So she's not Uhura then in Star Trek.
She is.
She is.
Uhura wasn't green.
No, she's
No, wait, is she green?
no, she's fine. She's regular.
Uhura was just
She's
Right.
right.
She
She's
was her
regular.
roommate in the
She's
first
regular
movie.
Star
Okay,
Trek.
very
Yeah,
good,
that's her
very good,
roommate.
very
That's
good.
right.
Not that there's anything wrong with being green.
I know a lot of you guys and ladies are all for Juneteenth. We appreciate you joining us. Roger, this is for you. I expect you to get this in less than 5 seconds. I think you get what well-known gangster was shot to death on this day. I expect him to get this in less than 1
June
second.
19th.
June 19th, 1947, was shot to death at his girlfriend's mansion in
Yeah.
Thought
Lucky
you'd get it.
Luciano.
Dadgummit.
Lucky had the hit put out. I
Come
know who you're
on,
talking
come
about.
on.
Give me his initial.
B.
Oh,
Seagull.
I knew it
Josh,
was
did you know
Bugsy.
that one from if you go back and watch the movie Bugsy, who's the star of that? It's such a good movie.
Not Truman Capote.
No, he
Warren
plays-
Beatty.
Warren Beatty does such a good job. Great ending on that one.
Does he do a great
He
job?
does, Roger.
Well, listen, he was still doing it. If you see the other parts, yeah, exactly. You know what? And what character? Let me ask you this: what character represents Bugsy in the Godfather movies? Give it to me. What character? What character represents
I don't
Bugsy?
remember. Who is it? Give me a hint.
I was before you were making. I was making my bones before you were a kid.
Oh yeah, that
Mo Green.
Mo Green.
Mo Green.
That's right.
How did Mo Green get?
Love Mo Green.
How did Mo Green? That's my grandson called. How did Mo Green?
Got shot in the eye.
That's exactly
Boom.
right. And how did Bugsy die?
Shot in the
One
eye.
of the
Shot in
bullets.
the head.
Shot him in the eye.
Here's one for either Josh or Roger or Graham. This musical in 1997 became the longest running show in Broadway history. 6,138
Chicago.
shows. No, you want to take a shot?
Oh, all that jazz.
Wicked.
I'll give you a hint, Roger.
I just did it.
You perform the character. One of the characters.
Grease.
Nope.
as car in our eyes.
They all have to wear costumes, and they all have to make special noises because they're not
special
they're,
noises.
They're not humans. They are
They're bees.
cats. Cats is it. Cats is it. Oh,
Cat's doing the mayor of. All right, go.
2013. James Gandolfini. We were talking about this earlier.
Yes.
Wow, 10 years ago?
in Italy of a sudden heart attack on this day.
Wow, you know, by all accounts, he was a super
2013.
duper guy.
Can you name me another movie?
Yes.
Yeah. What is it?
True Romance. He was in True Romance.
That's not the one I'm thinking of.
You know what I'm thinking about?
Which
I'm
one?
thinking about he was in a movie, and I think John Travolta threw him down a flight of stairs in that first movie that he did where he was a Shylock.
I've got one for you too.
What was it?
If you've not seen this movie, you've got to see it. Go ahead.
Crimson Tide with Gene Hackman. He does. He does.
That's
actually
not
have a
large.
one, but okay.
Are we talking about the same thing?
I'm telling you, there's a great movie he's in. And
Wait a second.
it was two giant stars.
What's the name of the two movies?
giant stars?
What's the name of the movie where Gene Hackman, John Travolta, who was a movie producer? We went out there to do that. What was the name of those movies? We had two of them. Cool something. And
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I think he was in that movie.
Yeah, that's not what I am.
No, but listen, he plays all these.
Yeah, that was good.
He's
This is an unknown movie, Roger, that
trying to shut me up.
that most people don't know about. That Get Shorty was what you're talking about, right, Raj?
Yes,
Is that it?
he was the mayor in
Munchkin City,
the John Travolta train movie, Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's not. I'll give you the hint. Here
He's got a
goes.
weird
You got
voice.
two of the biggest stars in the world at the time, Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts. If you haven't seen this movie, it's a really, really good movie, and Gandolfini plays a gay hitman in it, and it is so really good. And Pitt's good in it, and so is Julia. Do you know what it is, Roger?
Why gay hitman? So I mean,
That's what his character is.
But I want to know. I want to know.
That's part of the storyline in the movie.
They use it against him.
No, but that's just an interesting. Again, he's sort of not your typical.
That would be Killing Them Softly.
What's that?
Killing Them Softly
is what?
Is the movie?
No, it's called The Mexican. It's called The Mexican. It's what I said. No, Julia Roberts in
Wait, hold on. So he's in a different movie with Brad Pitt?
This, this one is about Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt. It is worth the watch. It's really good. Good
All right,
stuff.
there you go.
Yes. So there you go. We try to educate you on new
We'll
stuff.
try to.
I watched Heat the other day after the discussion here.
Well, it's amazing. I mean, that is straight up a guy movie, but you rank Roadhouse above it.
Yeah, Roadhouse I'd watch 1,000 times before I watch it again.
That's just strictly preference on that
Yeah.
one because it's not.
You know why? Because I'm a man.
Well, Heat's a man movie.
It is. It's not as manly as
Are there any?
when that big polar bear falls on that guy at the end in Roadhouse. Are you
does
kidding
it turn
me?
you on?
FTC Mercedes Benz. Boom.
Did he have the steering wheel locked at a certain because that steering wheel
He was
should
doing it with his mind. Is what he was doing.
anyway.
Boy, with when Roger and Justin Akery start doing movie lines, watch out.
Listen, if you want him to do all of Pesci, you get him to do Pesci. He'll do Pesci from you don't know if it's coming from Heat or if it's coming from Against All Odds or if it's coming out of Sin of a Woman.
Yeah, I keep thinking of Pacino. Every time I see Pacino, I see multiple characters now in that Heat.
Against All Odds? Excuse me, not Against All Odds. That's a good one, too, though. And Justice for All. That's a great movie with Yeah. Pacino. I turned Greg Hatcher onto that a while
remember
back.
that one.
Well, you know you don't because you've never seen
Yeah,
it.
I have.
Jeff
Bridges
Yeah,
and, I've seen it.
You've not seen James Woods in Against All Odds. Classic. Yeah, great. That's a good one. James That's Woods in intense. Casino. Also, what a great character. What a turd in Casino he was.
Oh,
Yeah, and they beat him up.
It's crazy. We had Machete on our show last year,
He's a
and
friend
I
of
saw
mine, yeah,
him. Yeah,
personal
that was
personal friend of mine.
He is.
Like
he
I was
is.
at Comic Con.
I love it. Have you seen The Mexican or no?
No.
Yeah, that's a pretty good flick. Gandolfini.
I love Gandolfini. Watch any
great
movie
actor.
that has
Although
a
I was-
nation's name like that, and make I won't do it.
His last movie, I don't know why I'm playing this chord. His last movie with Julia Louis-Dreyfus was, I was like, it was like a
Trejo?
relation movie. No, Gandolfini.
Yeah, is that the one where he's sitting on the porch? with
Yes,
his-
that's
yeah,
the scene that comes to mind.
I can't watch. That's the only thing.
Roger, before we ask Justin what's going on this day in '54, what cartoon character made its debut in Devil May Hair from
Bugs
Warner
Bunny,
Brothers?
Are you kidding me?
No, listen. What cartoon character made its debut in Devil May Hair?
Tasmanian.
Tasmanian Devil became a thing in 1954.
What year did Bugs come around? He was before that?
He was
Bugs
before
was
that,
before that.
yes.
Remember, there were
Yeah,
two
you just
Bugses.
guessed it.
There
You're
was
like,
two
I know
Bugses.
it was before that, but I guessed it anyway.
Exactly. When he said hair, so it was Tasmanian and Bugs Bunny.
I was going to
is
say
what it-
Daffy Duck.
see
I don't
that?
know.
Well,
What else? So what's happened on the zone today?
Well, we're going to recap the weekend mostly, but then we've also got Coach Erzman coming up from the wrestling team for Little Rock. They actually had some changes in wrestling, and I know a lot of people don't follow it closely, but he's just a good dude to visit
Yeah,
with,
great
hang out
guy,
with.
great guy.
So, and we're going to get an update on how his guys did. They had another big event after the last time he was in, so we'll talk to him about that. And then I'm sure they got some summer camp, so we'll talk to him
Yeah.
about that a little bit. And then tomorrow, got some big news. We are going to be hanging out with L.A. Laker Austin Reeves and his brother,
Oh, very
who
cool.
are putting on some camps this week. And so the Cabot head coach is going to welcome us up there. They're doing it at the Cabot Freshman Academy tomorrow. So we're going to be hanging out with them tomorrow.
I thought when it was going to be having camps. I didn't know if it was going to be up in farther northeast.
They do have some
Okay,
other ones
okay.
too. Yeah.
Gotcha,
So this is
gotcha.
where they're starting with these, and then going to go from there. So I'm excited about the week. We're
Yeah,
going
very
to be
cool.
good, and I'm not working Friday, so it's
Did you
really
hear
going to be
too?
good.
I think we're gonna have Anthony Black on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, so that'd be cool before
Is
the
it
draft. Draft week.
Is this draft week?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thursday. Yeah,
He's a
so
top 10er, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Crazy
Goodbye,
as that.
Mark.
Yeah. Very, very exciting.
Nick Smith, first round, him, and then we assume Walsh early second round, maybe.
Probably.
Well, if he goes late first round, that'd be phenomenal feather in the cap for Arkansas.
Did you watch U.S. Open or World
Lots.
Series?
Some. Lots and some.
Fun. A couple first games in the World Series. It was which
Dude,
was
all the
good.
games have been wildly close. They're great. Like 5 of the games have been one runners. So
Yeah.
LSU and Tennessee both playing today. Tennessee's in an elimination game with Stanford, I believe.
And LSU and Wake Forest.
Yeah,
will
it'd be
play,
good.
or are they tomorrow? today?
LSU plays today. I don't know who they're playing. I have to
Gotcha,
look again.
Gotcha. All right.
Forest.
Raj, great job. Josh,
Yeah.
great job. We'll have JM tomorrow. The zone is up next. Have a great Monday, everybody.